lost. I'm waiting here, huh?
FBI, you might want to stay out of this, all right, sir? Excuse me, sir, ma'am, please, back off. All right, I need 8 double tall.
Past stories and legends have attributed tremendous powers to the moon.
The moon does seem to have some type of mystical influence on all living life on Earth.
When we meditate, do our thoughts ascend somewhere on the moon? And from that space station, do these thoughts transmit to other reaches of our universe? Meditations and thoughts transmitting to the moon? Could the many reports of alien activity in the lunar skies have anything to do with its purpose?
Are these beings listening to all of our thoughts somewhere on the moon?
And could these aliens be utilizing the data analyzed on the moon to take our hot toys back to their home worlds? So you do have to ask yourself, is the real Hot Toys secret base the moon? There is a doorway that leads to the notion that life here began out there, far across the universe. Join Aries Harrington as he embarks on a quest to uncover ancient action figures, not only on planet Earth, but in other realities and other Earths across the universe. Ho, ho, ho. Well, the weather outside is frightful, but let me tell you something. These artisan figures are so damn deliciously delightful. But you do have to ask yourself, are these artisan figures coming from somewhere on the moon, on the dark side of the moon? You know, listen, they're so delicious that I'm wondering if I could get takeout, baby, from the dark side of the lunar eclipse.
You're delicious.
Ciao, boys.
Well, I am so happy to be doing the Aries Harrington Show live on a Tuesday evening with each and every one of you. And listen, we have a tremendous amount to cover here on the Aries Harrington Show this evening for sure. I am still, as I'm sure all of you are, in the midst of trying to understand, of trying to piece together. I've got all my Ancient Action Figure Theorist friends scouring the universe to try and make sense of all these Hot Toys announcements. It's kind of like chaos, baby. It's kind of like, I don't know, is it Infinity War for figures? Is it Endgame for figures or certain figures? We're going to be diving into that. You see the banner for this show within this episode for sure. But listen, not only am I spilling my coffee with all of this stuff, but it's hard not to spill it when Hot Toys keeps exploding the hell out of our wallets. And when they keep just exploding the heck out of our pre-orders. when they just keep exploding every morning we wake up, I almost felt relieved that I woke up on Monday morning and this morning it wasn't blown up by It's just a lot of explosions, baby. It's a lot of fun, but it is definitely a whole lot that we need to digest and dive into. So if this is the first time you're watching the Aries Character Show, first thing, go ahead and smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe to the channel if this is the first time that you're watching. I do appreciate your support. And while subbing, if this is the first time you're watching, and while you're smashing that like button right off the bat, remember, with every live episode of the Aries Character Show, you get to ask me anything regarding all of this. You want to talk about, ask me a question about this Artisan Black Widow, which is the first thing we're going to dive into. You know, the queue system opened up yesterday. I'll let you know in a minute if I was able to secure her. I want to know if any of you that were interested in getting this were able to secure her as well. So let me know right now in the comments section. But this is an opportunity for all of you to ask me anything. You got a question about the secondary market? Put it in the chat. You got a question about something coming on waitlist or has hit the waitlist? Put it in the chat. You got a question about a certain value? Should you buy something now? Should you cop? Should you drop? Something about the hobby? Go ahead and put it into the chat. Listen, I'm one guy back here. So if I don't get to it, the guy is blowing me off. No. Copy and paste it, copy and paste it. Or you can always go ahead, if you feel froggy, put a super chat. I'll get this flashing color here on this side of my screen, and I'll certainly see it. So you can do it that way as well. But listen, baby, we have certainly been blowing up. So again, you can ask Aries anything, and we are going to be getting into all this stuff within the chat as I say hi to you. Oh, did I get this figure or not? Well, before I get into that, let's go ahead and say some hellos to who may be in here. Figure it out. I got to try to figure all of this out. Is in the house. Let's see what Figure It Out is saying here tonight. Says, got the collector's edition ordered. I'm happy with that. I don't need the Iron Man arm. Listen, baby, and let me go ahead and fill you up. Where should I fill you up? What table are you sitting at? Let's just fill you up with the coffee spill, baby, a table oblivion. Because the fact that you are able to secure it, figure it out, is coffee spilling. And as I go to all your other chats in here, did I secure an Artisan Black Widow? And I say, yes. The Dark Jedi finally scored. It's been since the damn Artisan Joker. You know, the first one that I actually scored. Well, I can't just say that. I actually did also get the Artisan Joker Imposter. So I got the Artisan Joker Imposter. I'm going to be doing a review on that. And listen, that figure looks sick. But I did get this one. And the same with you. Figure It Out. Really exciting. I did actually get the collector's edition. If you remember what I was on last week, and Brother Cousins came on, Sixth Scale Man Lael was on as well, I was saying, hey, no matter what within that system, I wanted to go ahead and get the regular edition if it was cheaper. Obviously, it didn't make a difference either way, so I would go ahead and get the hand thing. But I wasn't able to get that. I was trying to add it to my cart, and it still said that it was available, but the stock was low. But it said someone else had it in their cart, and I said, uh-oh, I am not messing around. And I went ahead, and I just got the collector's edition. It was the one I was going to get anyway for sure, especially if I could have saved a few bucks. And I am happy with that as well. I don't need the arm thing, and I did get her. But listen, we have a lot to cover with this because 6,000 pieces is the news with this. 6,000 pieces sold out. 6,000 sold out. I'm going to get to a lot of your comments in here, so let's continue to go down some of these here. Charlie the Unicorn's in the house. What is up, baby? Says, question, how many figures did you get the last 7 days? POs like crazy. Well, I don't know if that's a question to me, but maybe that is a question to me, Charlie the Unicorn. I did pre-order her. I got the collector's edition, and I've got the Joker Imposter Artisan coming for sure. I got some other goodies coming as well, but we'll save that for a surprise when I let you know about that. And putting this up, my friend Lane Kramer's in the house. Hey, let's hear it to Dr. Tarrington, the Hot Toys News. Listen, let's hear it. We've already got almost 54 in here. Smash the like button. But let's not hear it for me. Let's hear it for Lane Kramer, who's been a member for 2 years and 2 months. And Lane just can't help himself because he's a member, because he knows I'm going to do this for him. Lane, just for you, as I fill you up on your favorite table. It doesn't have a number. It's Table Oblivion, the favorite movie of all time. Lane, after the show, he's actually going to turn this movie on. He's shaking his head right now in approval. He can't wait. He's getting his potato chips ready. He's popping his popcorn early. He's sending out for some pizza. And here you go, Lane.
Fulfill your destiny.
Lane, I'm insane in Lane brain. Always good to have Lane in the Mick house. Come on. Let's continue to go down and say hi to some of the people in here. If I missed some of your questions, copy, paste it, put it in, or send a super chat, baby. Preston's in the house. Preston, what's up? Hello there, my friend. And hello to you, Preston. What is going on? Great to see you, Preston. Great to see you. Eric Hankey says, ready for the Joker Artisan on Thursday. Good. So what's going on with there, Eric? Are you getting the I've got the Artisan Joker, the regular one on pre-order from Sideshow, that original one. I also got the Imposter one coming. Are they finally releasing it on Thursday? Let me know, Eric, if you know something on that. But Eric, great to have you in here, a Cantina member, channel member for a long time. Charlie already put that up there, but you're saying Aries, large and live. Come on. Lane says in here, these figures are coming out like the big second mouth, big chap, xenomorph, second mouth, popping out to snack on all of our dollar bills. Come on. And Clone Trooper says, an interdimensional being appeared in my house last night and tried to take away my limited Mando Obi-Wan. Listen, baby, and he probably did this as you were scouring, trying to keep it safe. Yeah, as for some of you sitting there at the table 66, I just filled you up. Come on, you're in the house. Punisher, great to have you in here. That Black Widow looks crazy good. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about that and how fast that thing went for sure. Try to keep up with your comments. Goodness gracious me. Boba Fettuccini is in the house. And this is for you, an OG fan, wherever he may be, whether he's in here or not. You know you want this clip. So we already played Lane's favorite movie of all time. Now we're going to play Lane's favorite television show. No, it's not 24 with Kiefer Sutherland. No, it's not Battlestar Galactica with Edward James Olmos. No, it's not Sex and the City with Sarah Jessica Parker. No, it's not Three's Company with John Ritter. It is this show right here. Come on.
I'm Boba Fett. I'm here to see the mayor. Boba Fett.
Do you have an appointment?
You know you love it. You know you love it. Come on. Spice Rider says, yo, suckers! I wish I had that Booker T freaking clip from WWE. Can you dig it? Sucker? Come on. Good to have you in here, baby. The collector number 1 is in the house. Good friend in here. Yes, baby. We need to spill some more coffee. Oh, man, I'm right with you. But I'm kind of, it's so much coffee, right? Because they've certainly been blowing us up, baby. And but let's fill each other up. The collector, come on. Whew. I spilled so much of that last week. Always good to have you at the house. Remember, everybody, you're watching. We already got 56 watching. Just saying hi to some of you. We're going to start talking about this Artisan Black Widow. Look, a lot of us, questioned, hey, a lot of these that were coming on a coming soon list, are they going to stay in purgatory? Were they actually going to go up on pre-order? And we're going to cover all of that within this episode. A great many of them went up on pre-order, including that Iron Man went up there from Iron Man 3, that 2.0, including that Vader, including Grievous, including this Artisan Black Widow. What about the rest of them? What about C-3PO and Chewie? What about the Artisan Spider-Man, Tom Holland? What about some of the others? We're going to be talking about that here as I continue to go through some of these. Defio Dome, what's up, baby? What is going on? Good to have you in here and trying to catch up on the rest of these chats. God, I need a producer. Who wants to be a producer? Come on over to the cantina. Help me serve some drinks and get the sub of this, baby. Come on. The collector number 1 says, our wallets weep in unison. Oh, my God. Dude. Gilbert's in the house. What's up? He said, I was able to secure Black Widow. Yeah, baby. It's coffee spilling, isn't it? It really, really is. It's coffee spilling. And I think the 6,000, I'm going to tell you that's the only reason I was able to secure her. Come on. Ash chases in the house, and Ash says, don't care for Artisan. Give me all the DP3 goodness. Come on, baby. That's good. That's good to go to. Brandon says, does Chewbacca slam the coffee? I don't know. I don't know if he slams the coffee, baby. But I do think he hangs out with both of these two, Chewbacca, at table 2. So you have to wonder how he reacts to this.
Coffee regular. Love it. That's breast milk.
Yeah. I don't know how I don't know how Chewbacca goes. Raylo Biggs is in the house. What's up, Raylo? Scorch secured today. The clone Scorch secured today. Stoked. You need a coffee spill as well, baby. You need a coffee spill as well. Gosh, way too exciting, all this. Where the heck is that clip? There you go. There you go. What's up, Lincoln, in the house? That's great. Listen, your opportunity to ask Aries anything. If I missed your question, go ahead and put it in the chat. Question on the secondary market. Question on the primary market. Question on the wait lists. Question on all of this heat. Question on these artisans, on the Q system, on if your figures are going to hold value, if you should buy, if you should sell, if you should run. Put it in the chat, and I'll get to it. And we got a question here from Charlie who says, question for the Wizard. Were you shocked at the $490 price tag for the Mark 42? Quite honestly, yeah. I was a little bit shocked on that. I mean, quite honestly, dude, that is pushing. That is pushing $500. And we're going to get into this Black Widow, but let's go ahead and just pull that up. Real quick, buddy. Let's go ahead and pull that up onto the screen as we take a look at that particular figure. I mean, that is a heaping heck of a lot of change. And here you go here as I get that ready to go, and that should replace what we see up on the screen right here. And I'd like to know with the rest of you, what is your impression of this price tag? $490 for this Iron Man. We'll tell you what, though, with this $490 price tag, and let me try to blow this up a little bit and shrink myself here. There we go, so we could see it. Leaving that question up because that's what Charlie asked. Again, you can ask me anything. I'll go through it. You know I cover the market. You know I study the market. You know I analyze a lot of data, and I go through a lot of this here. So you're at the right place. I think I'm going to have a couple of friends joining me a little later, and they can lend their advice as well. But, you know, this does, you know, if you get the special edition exclusive, it has a helmet with the detailed interior structure, which is nice. I do like that. The deluxe version, you know, comes with the interchangeable right arm with hands, heavy damaged armors. You got a lead-lighted figure base. You know, we wanted a lot of this innovation. So I'm going to say this. Eventually, it does cost. When you are asking for innovation and you're asking for a step up like InArt did. Now, Lael and I were speaking about that on the last, show I had live last week. And I had such a good time. I'm here again. You know, they did step up the game and forced Hot Toys to answer. But an after effect of that, okay, is that these prices are going to increase. When you're putting in more R&D, someone has to pay for it. Okay? When you're asking for more quality, you know, you're asking for leather seats in the car versus cloth. You're asking for subwoofers with your stereo, not just a plain stereo system. You know, you're asking for that heated steering wheel, not just a regular steering wheel. I'm going to tell you right now, Hot Toys has been really good with holding the prices. I'm going to be honest, they have been. But there's only so much you can do. Materials cost, okay? Between logistics, securing materials, getting them shipped to these manufacturing plants, holding them in inventory, so much stuff that goes in and out of it. It's a lot. But you're seeing everything that it comes with here, the lead-lighted figure base, the heavy damaged armors, interchangeable right arm, you know, with hands. This, of course, the separate rolling eyeballs. This head sculpt is sick, by the way. And all of this stuff. I'm going to be honest with you. I was a little surprised, but I'm not upset. I'm not upset because look at that head sculpt. I mean, for me anyway, you guys tell me if I'm crazy, but this looks like a next level Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. head sculpt. And you know the Artisans are coming right around the corner. But I really want to get this figure. And you know I don't pre-order unless it's going to be a queue. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait till the very last minute so I don't tie up my money. I did it on Black Widow because I couldn't. We're going to get into that next. But honestly, look at this. I mean, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. It's also bigger. You know, they compare it. They have the picture in here, guys and girls, where they freaking compare this to the old. Where the heck is that? They have it standing side by side. Here it is. Well, that's significant. I know they've done this before. And maybe it's just because I haven't looked at them since the last release, which was what? Yesterday? I mean, I feel like we get an Iron Man every week. Right? So if we don't get a new Iron Man this week, I'm gonna spill my coffee. I'm gonna spill my coffee if we don't get a new Iron Man this week. I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna do this if Hot Toys does not announce another Iron Man by Friday night. And then I'm gonna do this again if we go all of next week without an Iron Man. I'm gonna do this again. And then If we don't get an Iron Man the entire month of August, I'm going to send out for pizza, baby.
You're delicious.
Ciao, boys.
67 watching. Hit the like button. I got a couple of friends joining in a little bit. So we're looking forward. Some Ancient Action Figure Theorists are going to be coming on the panel. But let me know in the chat. Again, you can ask Aries anything like Charlie did. This is your chance. I'm going to be going over Black Widow in a minute. But this is like, I don't know. I feel like Junior's on the right. I mean, got Goliath on the left. This is pretty different. Wow. I don't know. That's a significant size difference. Maybe they've all been this big of a size difference, but it just seems more than even the other ones. To answer your question, I'm a little surprised. You know, what is the battle damaged Iron Man Mark 85? What was that? 445. Again, they can't all stay that price forever. They can't all stay this price forever. I'm going to be honest with you. They just can't. So I'm a little surprised, but I'm not really surprised. I do like this Iron Man from Iron Man 3. I do want to get it. I plan on pre-ordering it, but if we get an Artisan before the final production photos of this come out, I may pass on this and get that Artisan one because I don't collect all the Iron Mans. I'm looking for 1 or 2 or 3 pivotal Tony Starks for my collection right now. So we'll have to wait and see on this, but this is a good one. This is a good one. Let's go to some of the other chats and comments, about this. And thank you very much, Charlie, for your question there. And let's see some of the questions on this. Charlie puts in, 2.0 all have been 12.5 inches, what a wood quarter to 2.5 inch taller than the originals. Yeah, it just seems so significant. And then Clone Trooper puts in here, good to have Clone Trooper in here. Looks like Hot Toys tightened up the arm leg gaps. Yeah, it does look like that as well. Valkyrie, another Cantina insider, Cantina channel member. Thank you, baby, for being a channel member. Says great head sculpt. Appreciate your support, Valkyrie. And I agree, that Tony Stark head sculpt is a great head sculpt. Again, we're going to be talking about that Artisan Black Widow in just a minute. Did you secure her? Let me know in the chat. We got 70 in here, so let me know. How many of you did get her? How many of you weren't able to get her? How many of you didn't even bother? How many of you weren't even aware that it was coming? Mark 43, 44 coming. Yeah. It's definitely coming. Figure It Out says a bit pricey given the amount of alternative options for Iron Man. I agree with that, baby. That Iron Man is crazy, buddy. Cores 2K. It really, really is. Charlie puts in here shipping, tax, 500. I know it's a lot, dude. It's a lot. Cores puts in here because we're going to get into this now, and let me go ahead and get her on the screen in a minute. Secures Black Widow Special Edition. When do you think Darkseid Anakin will be announced, this year or next year for the anniversary? So I've got some information I can share with you on that. But first, baby, come on. If you secured an Artisan and you went ahead and pre-ordered her, you deserve this, baby. But to answer your question on that, as I go ahead and get ready to pull Black Widow back up here on the screen so we could talk about that and flash that on so everybody knows that's next. Unless we get another question, of course, that I'll go ahead and pivot, to that question. Listen, so here's what they did. To answer you here, buddy. With the follow this trend with the Clone Wars General Kenobi, that new phenomenal Ewan McGregor head sculpt that just came out. Okay, Chorus 2K. Right when the final production photos come out that day, they say, hey, by the way, we got an Obi-Wan from the Clone Wars Mandalorian special edition like this. available at only 2,000 pieces. We didn't even get to see a video of the General Kenobi, and they utilized that R&D work and furthermore that production to make more head sculpts and slap it on some already had Mandalorian armor that they went ahead and painted. So that was the start of them doing that. And then they did it again with that Artisan Joker. We're actually getting the special edition, the alternate version of the Artisan Joker, the one that I'm getting in first, the Imposter Joker Batman, which we're going to talk about that, how fast that went. People didn't know if that went, that was gone in under an hour. All 3,000 pieces gone. I'm now going for buku bucks. But even before the Artisan comes out, they utilize that head sculpt and put that right onto a Christian Bale Batman body and spray paint it. So you do have to wonder, are they going to do the same thing in 2024 when they go ahead and produce the 3,000 Anakin Artisans? Now listen carefully. They're going to do the same thing as an Obi-Wan. They're going to go through the same process as that Artisan Joker. And is it possible that they're going to take that and remember and put that on? You take that head sculpt. Basically, they don't even have to put it on a different body in different robes. They can remove the Dooku. They can remove the one lightsaber. Okay, and really, it's purrs. Think about this. It's purrs. It's purrs. Chorus 2K. So they don't put the same purrs in that head sculpt with those eyes. They put the ones in with dark side eyes. Bada boom, bada bing. And of course, this year, you can mark my words, you're going to be getting a special edition Artisan Anakin, like the Imposter Joker, like the Mando Obi-Wan. It's coming, baby. It's coming. The real question is not if they're going to do this, because they are. It's way too easy, and they're going to capitalize on it, unless they decide to just produce all those head sculpts and put them in a drawer to wait till next year, which they're not going to do. Okay, they're not going to put it in a box and wait. They're going to produce them. They're going to offer them up. Will it be just 3,000 like that Artisan Imposter Joker? Will it be just 2,000 like that Mandalorian Obi-Wan Kenobi? Or will it be like 4,000 or 5,000 dark side Anakins on top of the 3,000 regular Artisan Anakins that are out? And that's where we get into this, what they did here with 6,000 Scarlett Johansson Black Widows. And we're going to get into that conversation now. But you can bet your bottom dollar, my friend, they're going to be coming out with it this year. They're showing you that they're going to do it. And that's going to happen, Chorus 2K. Well, we got a lot of questions in here. Keep them coming. If I don't get to them, keep reposting them. Copy and paste. Or send a super chat. And I will certainly see it. It'll flash up here. And we will get it on the screen. Yes. So I will get to some. Woo! I got to do this, baby. On the count of 3. Let's all do it together. I can hear you all way back from where you are, wherever you are in the universe. 1, 2, 3. Woo! Big dog pound. What is going on, baby? Always good to have you in here. Come on. What table could he be at? What's a fun table? He's back at table 2 with Travolta and Christy Alley with these other 3 people.
This drink, I like it.
I know, it's great, right?
Another.
And that was 5, actually. But who's really counting? I can't count anymore with all these damn hot toys. But oh man, it's all right. Oh, that's just funny. These messages. Let's blow this up. Let's blow this up and talk about it. All right. So here's the thing with this being 6,000. Again, ask Aries anything, any question you want. It's the Aries Character Show live, and ask me any questions about this, and let me know if you got the Black Widow. I got the Black Widow yesterday. but I was on a couple of meetings at work, and 2 of them at the same time, trying to go back and forth. I was back to back to back. I had other things going on personally. And for whatever reason, my Sideshow notifications, even though I have it pressed like the Hot Toys wizard to give me automatic notifications on my cell phone right here, it didn't come through, and it went through on my email instead. So it really pisses me off because I didn't get the phone notification. I just so happened, because I was dealing with something else personally, that I was on my email, and I saw that it just popped up. Oh, hey, by the way, your Black Widow is live, because I RSVP'd it. And I'm like, what the frack, dudes? I already put in to also text me on my phone. So maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I've got to go in there, ladies and gentlemen, and fix it up, or it's a glitch, or it's something that I did wrong. But needless to say, I didn't know. But I just happened to look right at the right time, and I said, oh my goodness, did I miss out on her too? Am I going to have to spend buku bucks on this too? Okay. But I went on and I was able to get in. It said I was number like 400. I'm like, wow, 400. I must have just hit it right on time, but I was late. Okay. I was somewhat late. And I jumped on the queue system. And, with the help of Captain Crunch, I did get in. I did get in there. And it said I could pre-order it. I was like, yes, the special edition one. I was like, that's fine. I'll go ahead and take that because it's the same price, $385. So I went in and I added it to cart. It said someone else has it in their cart. Come back. I'm like, oh gosh. So I knew it waitlisted, because whenever you get that message, I know I was live last week, and some people are like, hey, it's I could get this. I could still put in the cart. It just says somebody has it. That means it's sold out. That means you're SOL. It means you're out of luck, baby. It means you need to try to spill your coffee on something else, or go call Tim Cent, because you're kind of out of luck. And I was like, oh gosh, I got to call Tim Cent. Tim Cent. I feel like I must have him on speed dial, or someone right there, baby. So I saw the collector edition was there, and I was like, ooh, same price, Artisan. And I secured it. And I said, gosh, this is going to go within like 15, 20 minutes. The whole lot of them are going to be gone. And sure enough, I came back somewhere within an hour, and those were gone as well. So the first 4,000 went, and then the next 2,000 went. And the only reason this Dark Jedi was able to secure the Black Widow was by happenstance, because I didn't get my phone notification. I got my email notification. I jumped in, and if they didn't have those extra 2,000 pieces, I would have been SOL and calling Tim Cent or someone to try and pay over price for this particular figure. But I didn't have to do it. But the question is, why didn't I have to do it? Because they put out 6,000 instead of 4,000, and it saved my arse. But if I would have waited an extra hour, if I would have had a back-to-back business meeting, I probably would have missed out on the 6,000. So maybe they should produce 8,000, 10,000, 18,000 of these freaking things. But I did get her, but that's my story. Let me hear your stories in here on this. Clone Trooper says, I got bumped in the queue and experienced a bunch of connection and card issues, but I snagged a special edition Black Widow at the last minute. No, good for you, baby. Let me know in the chat if any of you or the rest of you were also able to do that. That is fantastic. Certainly celebrate that along with you right here, baby. Definitely, both myself and the Clone Trooper were able to go ahead and get that. Let's go to some of these other comments in here. Figure It Out says there should be more time limit on how long you could sit on it in your cart. Yeah, I agree. That message about someone having it in their cart is very frustrating. I agree. I don't know if it's so much somebody has it sitting in their cart fumbling, figure it out. It may be. I think it's maybe just a sheer number of people in the queue trying to go out, trying to go ahead and buy it. And that's their default message. And it gets to that point where they're just about winding out of stock. And it's kind of like their little glitchy one sentence response. Preston says, I got Black Widow, but the queue was crazy. Got kicked out and had to try back in. I heard a lot of people, Preston, had this particular issue. Did anyone else have this? Because I was looking at some forums. I was actually tuning in. I think it was Sixth Scale Man. I think he was live shortly before I was able to secure it. And I was watching it back a little bit. And I think some people were saying they had some glitchy issues on there. So I didn't have any glitchy issues at all for me, but I'm not surprised at all. Eric says, just coming back into the stream on a phone call. Great to have you in here, of course. Neorific, good to have you in here, buddy. Says, I did secure the Black Widow. Good. You secured the Black Widow. So you get this as well, baby. And I'm going to give myself another one because I just got her out of happenstance. But it says here, but I never received an SMS either. Okay, so you didn't either. I'm pretty sure that when you look at your options on Sideshow, that it has the option to receive your phone number. And I did check my phone number, that I did have it correct. I mean, I'll give you all my phone number. Okay, my phone number is, if you want to call me, 867-5309. 867-5309. And you can even sing it. 867-5309. 86. Anyway. Email late. SS Social Network late. That's it. Thankfully got link from community. Thanks. Yes. Yeah. I mean, it does help with a lot of us in the community. They shoot a text or, where they do this and whatnot. So, good for you. Yeah. Big Dog Pound says Sideshow collectibles notifications are buggy as heck. Yeah. I didn't get it on my phone. I was really ticked off. I was just so lucky. Big Dog Pound also says, Sixth Scale Cantina, congrats. Yes, for sure. Thank you. Gosh, so many comments. I'm trying to fish through them all, baby. Bear with me. Come on. I was able to get Steve Showcases in the house says I was able to get a Black Widow special edition after some server errors during checkout. Yeah, see another one. I'm dialing now. 867-5309. I'm looking for a good time. That was just so funny. Some of the stuff we come up with here. Come on. Come on. Bober Dud is in here and says, I was stuck at work and missed out on Scorch. Really hate these dumb limited releases. They are a pain in the arse, dude. They really, really are a pain in the arse. Heavy Metal says Iron 385 is die-cast Iron Man, buddy. Yeah, you talking about? Are you talking about the Grievous? I think the Grievous is around 385. I was actually surprised it was that low, or is it 375? I'll be honest with you. We're going to talk about that within this episode. We're going to talk about all of these, for sure. Going to some more of these comments here on that, and if I missed it, Lane Kramer says, "Man, we are just about to get Batman 89 figure, and they show Batman Returns figure. I know. It's a lot, dude. Hey, Aries, how did you do with exclusives? Good to have you in here, Mark Attack, another channel member. Mark, I do appreciate your support, baby. I got the Artisan collector edition Black Widow right here, baby. I was able to get her, and I just went over the story on how I I got in, and I was lucky that they put out 6,000. And that gave me a little bit of buffer, but it still went in an hour. These were sold out in basically an hour, right? I mean, I think I'm right. I mean, I think for the other 2,000 here, took another half hour to sell out. It said limit one per person for a little bit, then you couldn't get it in your cart anymore. And then, I don't know, I came back in an hour and then the other edition was gone. So I was very lucky. So, even if we want to say, let's say it like this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's say it like this. All 6,000 of these went in a couple hours. So what does that tell us? That tells us that when it comes to these artisan releases, for a lot of them that are popular, like Scarlett Johansson, okay, and Avenger, is it possible that putting out 6,000 or even 7,000 or 8,000 pieces in some cases is not a bad idea? And I say, yes. I mean, they're selling these out within a couple of hours. Within a couple of hours at this price. And now a lot of people in the chat that wanted to get her, that were aware that this was coming, if you were able to sit in that queue, it appears like for a couple of hours. And I'm using that generally. I think it was in an hour it sold out, or an hour and a half, but let's just say a couple of hours. Everyone was able to get it. Even me, who was a little late to the game. And I don't know how late I was, 20 minutes. I don't know where it were. Like I said, I came in number 400 or something, and I was like, oh boy, I'm going to get it. But I couldn't add it to my cart because someone else had it in their cart, but I was able to get the other one. And honestly, I don't give a crap about the other edition. Actually, you know what's kind of funny? It's weird. The one that's not special edition, so that they have to fix this. The one that's a special edition that comes with the Thanos arm stuff is not as limited as the one that's not. So if you get the one where they really say less is more, it is. Because if you got the one that I got, the one that doesn't have that is more rare. It's more an ancient action figure, baby. It's going to be on less planets in the universe. It's going to go to less dimensions because there's only 2,000 of that one. So that's kind of funny, isn't it? I was just thinking about today. That's like, what an art's backwards way to go ahead and do that. Hey, the one with less is more exclusive, only 2,000 pieces. So in a way, I feel like I really lucked out getting that one because I got the one that has even less pieces. It's possible that one will even wind up going for more money. And I say, who the heck knows? Possibly, maybe. Someone needs the link. I just got a message from one of my Ancient Action Figure Theorist friends who says I need the link. Should I just do this myself, or should I invite? I think I'm going to invite some of these people in here to do this. And while I'm doing that, we do have a commercial break, I think, here, right? Do you want me to play a special commercial break for you? I think I could do that. Here you go, baby. Commercial break. Let's fill up on coffee.
Many ancient texts show blessing to those who hit the like button and subscribe to Sixth Scale Cantina.
See, Reverend Possible makes an appearance. Where else are you going to get Reverend Possible to pop up? Maybe we'll get Reverend Possible on Best of the Best. If I can get Jay, Brother Cousins, if he would invite, Reverend Possible, into his show. But yeah. So my Ancient Action Figure Theorist friend, you were looking for the link. I think you probably have that now. If you want to come on in. For sure. But listen, I think we need to go ahead and fill up on Table Oblivion again. Here's to everybody at Table Oblivion, hanging out with Lane, filling you up, baby. You're watching the Aries Character Show. We're talking about the Artisan Black Widow. that came up yesterday. We're talking about that it was 6,000 pieces, and people had slightly more of an opportunity to be able to get her. And it's looking like in the community, a lot of people that wanted to get her were able to secure her, but it was still gone in under a couple of hours. Let's fill up table
Everything
Oblivion.
that happens now is happening now.
What happened to then?
We passed then.
When?
Just now. We're at now.
Go back to then.
When?
Now.
Now?
Now.
I can't.
Why?
We missed it.
When?
Just now.
I feel that way with all these freaking queue systems. Here we are again. What's happening then is happening now. Come on. And look who's in the Mick house. Aries live in the cantina. Let's fracking go. And for 3 years, the OG fan when Star Wars was just Star Wars has been a channel member. Listen, if you all like what you're watching here today, and you like getting some expanded thoughts, heightened analysis, maybe some stuff like you saw there with Reverend Possible, Captain Crunch, TK FOMO, Dr. Wonder, the Hot Toys Wizard. We got all kinds of characters on here. My whole damn clone army of Ancient Action Figure Theorists. You just may want to consider joining. Just hit the little join button. See everything that it comes with. We got to fill you up, at Table Oblivion with Lane's favorite TV show of all time. Here's for you, OG fan.
I'm Boba Fett. I'm here to see the mayor.
Boba Fett. Do you have an appointment?
Love that.
My Ancient Action Figure Theorist friend,
Hey,
Space Pimp. What's up, baby?
what's up with you? Good to be here. Thank you so much for having me, man. Sorry I'm late. Sorry I was late, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, we came out. I took Mama Cousins to see Deadpool and Wolverine. She wanted to see what it was all about, and she loved it. She loved it. Just like the fangirl, I know she would. I knew she would have loved it. So, but I'm here, ladies and gentlemen. How y'all doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I think everybody in the chat is still trying to, I think they're doing good as well. I can't speak for all of them, brother cousins, but yeah, I think everybody is trying to still digest everything that's going on. I actually spilled coffee and was excited Sunday night or Monday morning when nothing was officially announced. I'm being honest with you. I did this, had a sigh of relief, and spilled coffee that nothing came out Monday morning. I was shocked. Literally, I needed a couple of days anyway. Give us a week, Jay. Give us a week to breathe. As I was bringing up on last week's show, I brought this up, and we're talking about right now, and I do want to get your thoughts. We've been talking a little bit about the Iron Man on the price tag at $490, and we're talking about Black Widow here. But I do want to get your thoughts on just in general. Darth Revan came out, and it's like old news. It's like talking about Boba Fett on the throne. It's like talking about the Clone Wars Ahsoka. And I feel like everybody in the chat here, it's like we don't know where to go. Do we talk about Black Widow? Do we talk about Iron Man? When do we talk about Grievous? When do we talk about Chewbacca? When do we talk about, Scorch that some people missed out on today? I don't know, dude. I don't know. It's crazy.
It's so much to digest. And we talked about it on my show. We talked about it on Lael's show. We talked about it all around. Honestly, we're all kind of responsible, especially us on YouTube. Because I remember years ago we were talking about this. We were asking for so many things. Can we get this? Can we get this? Can we get that? Well, my friend, they're giving it to us all. A whole banquet of, of tasty little collectibles for us. And they're expensive. They are super expensive. When you talk about like, there's things that have come out that we don't, that once things that was the talk of the town. Kid Fisto. I forgot Kid Fisto. I haven't even.
Oh my God. That figure. Yeah.
Came and went, right?
Did that come out?
Yeah.
Wow.
It came out for pre-order. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's been so much till it's like I feel that we're all just trying to hang on to our wallets. And I mean and it's a real thing because it's like so much coming at us all at once. I don't think any of us were really prepared. And we would, sometimes I think, as I hate saying influence because I don't think of myself as an influencer, but we do influence because we're on YouTube. People watch us, people listen to us. I get it. Thank you, OG. Appreciate that. But it's a thing where we do influence, and a lot of times we're just influencing each other because we're fans like everybody else is fans of this stuff and of these figures and these collectibles. And we're like, hey, I want to have cool stuff. I want this, I want that. And I think a lot of times we're just throwing paint against the wall and just to see what sticks. But now it's like everything is sticking and we're caught in the crossfire. And I said it time after time, Hot Toys is a new company. They're a different company than they were in 2020, than they were in 2021. So much different. We're caught between a company that's solidifying and saying we are the king of 1/6 scale, and between other companies that are like, look, we're coming, we want to make cool products, we want in, here's our entries. And it's good problems to have, but we're caught in between this massive crossfire. And it's good until it's not.
I tell you one thing that they're also doing with all these announcements, and I don't think it's intentional with that. I think it's a byproduct of what they're doing. I think it's how they're, I think, let me just say it this way. In my view, Jay, I think a great reason why they're coming out with so many announcements is to be able to try to figure out a mechanism of how they can generate the same amount of money with Sideshow and keep agreements and contracts and partnerships in place by producing volume that isn't there. So if you're not generating volume sales by one single SKU, another way to do it is to come out with different flavors: blueberry flavor, applewood, bacon flavor, cherry flavor. And I feel like that is what is going on in part to try and keep that stuff up. And that's one of the reasons why I was saying, I was thinking it may be a route where it's more and more production announcements, but less production of those announcements with an incredible amount of 2.0s and variations. But gosh, I didn't think it would happen like this. I didn't think it would happen like this. I don't know what you think. And on top of that, Jay, what happens as well, besides that, as a byproduct, how does J&D, InArt, or any of these other companies, hey, we have a figure we want to come out with. Oh, by the way, here's 8 from a Hot Toys, and here's Chewbacca. They'll come out and say, hey, we're doing another DC character, and then they'll say, here's Luke on a Tauntaun. And then we'll be like, along with 7 other figures, and it's like, how do you breathe?
They're squashing the competition, and I mean, it was crazy. Like, I remember we were in Disney World, and I was on the ferry going to Magic Kingdom, and I'm hustling with my, struggling with my phone, and my wife was like, "Why are you not enjoying this? Why are you on your phone?" I was like, "Oh, I'm trying to pay for Michael Jackson from InArt. I gotta buy it." She's like, "Well, go ahead. That is a great looking figure."
It looks good.
And as I'm doing that, I'm also looking up the new sexy Wolverine with his shirt off. I'm like, well, what is this? What is this? And it's like, come on. It's like they were just dry. It's like
they took all that press away from Michael Jackson.
All of it away. For every one figure that InArt puts out, Hot Toys is putting out 5. And it's 5 like bangers, like newsworthy bangers. Like you said, like how many times have we gotten on these streams and we have talked about Aries on this very show? How many times have we talked about a Chewbacca with C-3PO on his back.
Oh,
How many
my God.
times? How many? And
I mean,
boom, here it
it's
is.
ridiculous, dude.
Huh?
How many times? And we're finally, and that's what steals the thunder.
Yeah.
But I also think part of it is, how do they generate the same amount of profit and volume sales? Which is why we're seeing people are like, hey, we got Obi-Wan, that General Kenobi Obi-Wan looks great from the Clone Wars. Look at that new head sculpt, superior to Revenge of the Sith. Oh, wait a minute, there's a 2000 Mandalorian one? What do you mean? What? That was in the Clone Wars? And it's just like, hey, people are going nuts over this Artisan Joker.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, here's another Artisan Joker before that Artisan Joker comes out.
Right.
And you talk about different variations. So someone was just asking me in here today, and it's kind of funny. And OG fan, thank you so much for that super chat, baby. It's that is always epic, and I am going to flash this up on the screen as well. Thank you for putting this up for my brother. Brother Cousins. Make sure you subscribe to the Brother Cousins toy reviews. I'll be on his show coming up this Thursday, best of the best, or coming up there. But it's insane. I almost lost my thought there, but you know what I'm saying, right, Jay?
Yeah.
I mean, with that, it's just insane. But let's talk about this. As we've got 90 in here now. Make sure you smash that like button and hit the subby. Hit this, you heard Reverend Possible before. You heard what he said, and I think you will get blessed. Someone will hit your like button, baby. Come on. All right. So here's the thing. Yeah. I didn't get my freaking text SMS message. I was so pissed off, and I have it set on Sideshow Jay purposely.
Yes.
So I was on two meetings at work, and I just happened to check my email, and I was like, holy crap, it's live. And I went on and I just made it, but I was too late. I couldn't add Black Widow, the special edition, into my cart. It said someone else has it in the cart, and that's what I do. Man. Okay, she's gone.
She's gone.
But I saw the collector edition was there, and it was the same price. Mm-hmm. So you know that if it was a difference in price, I was going to absolutely, even if it was $2,
right?
I was just going to save money at this point and go with that one. And I was able to secure her, and then within an hour, that was gone too. So I don't know how long it was, but I think it was an hour and a half, maybe an hour. But I'm just saying, around 2 hours, 6,000 of this went. So. Did you get this figure, or were you in the queue at all with this?
It was very stressful. Because I don't know what's going on. I've been getting them as of lately. My luck has been great as of lately. With this one was kind of a struggle. And it was kind of the same thing that happened with Deadpool which it was crazy because Deadpool dropped Thursday night when everybody was going to the movie to see it, and it actually dropped, and I was in a queue to get it, and it was very weird because it's pretty much a general release. But it was a lot of weird stuff. I had to log back in, and they had me logged out, and then I had to re-log in just to do that. And it was the same thing with this. It was funny. I got in the queue, and I think I had number 663. So I was like, oh, I'm a shoe-in. I got it. I'm good. Then when it came to add to cart, that's when things started acting crazy. I was getting, you want to log in, or are you a guest? I'm like, what the hell? I've been logged in this whole time. What's going on? I would log in. It would kick me out. Then it would keep asking me for my password. I put my password in. Oh, something went wrong. Mind you, the whole time oh my God, what is going on? I'm going to lose this. I really thought I lost it. I finally was able to get in, and I actually scored the special edition one. I didn't care, honestly, if it was. I just went for the special edition one because it was the special edition one. I would have took the collector's edition proudly, honestly. I just wanted.
Yeah, well, for the same price, I mean, I'll take the more.
Yeah,
but
I mean, did she even have the fucking arm in the movie? I can't even remember.
I don't know. I've seen it a million times. I don't know.
Right. I don't remember if she did, but I was like, hey, special edition, here we go. So, but yeah, I was able to get it. It was a bit stressful. Tomorrow I'll be trying to attempt to get the not get the Iron Spider. I really need that one.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
me too. So what
Yeah.
you know, what time do you know if is that going tomorrow? Do you know?
I believe that's 1 o'clock our time Eastern
Okay.
tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific.
Excuse me.
So yeah, I think those are the times that they go live. The other thing, the SMS thing, that threw a lot of people off because we were looking. I was actually Leo had a show and we were all looking for the link. I was actually trying to send the link to you, and I also tried to send a link to a couple of people, but it was too long for me to even send it as a message. So I was like, what the hell? I was trying to
and that's they
crazy.
need to fix that because people are really looking forward for these figures. And if they're taking the time like I did, you did, to RSVP it, and they're taking the time in their system to say, hey, I need it on a text because I'm not on my email all the time, or I don't get a ping through that. They really need to get this right because that would have been disheartening with 6,000 pieces. If I didn't get this at all, and all I needed was another meeting at work, and I would have been SOL because I can't believe that 6,000 of these went in a 2-hour span. But dude, they need to make sure that is Sideshow that is up and running, so everybody has the opportunity to be able to get the piece, because even when they're offering as much as 6,000, it sells out in 2 hours, and then what happens in the secondary market, it goes ballistic, which we're going to be showing that here in just a little bit. But I really feel like, Jay, that they got to fix that.
They really have to. And another thing that really kills me about them, they spend all this money on Sideshow, on the cameras, the equipment. I get it. You know what I'm saying? They're a great company. We all know that. But my thing that's really kind of pissing me off with them is I think for this new, and I've called them and I've talked to them about it, and they said, hey, this is pretty much, they were like, this is the way. the whole queue system, the exclusives coming from Hot Toys, this is their new thing. And that's just what it is. They're selling exclusivity along with the figures, and that's just what it is. And love it or hate it, that's what it is. But the thing of it is, I do think they have to update their technology and the capability, and they have to work on making their system more robust to handle the traffic, because this is ridiculous. It really is. At this point, they've been doing it for a year. If they're going to build the business around this, and with Hot Toys, they need to build a way more. I mean, they just updated the website, right? Not too long ago. I know, what we're seeing. I used to do front end development. Front end development is way different than the back end. They need to put more shit into their back end development of the site to handle this flow of traffic without us getting flares and drops and dropping us in and out. It's like buying shoes all over again from the sneakers apps back in the day. And they need to be doing better than this. They've been doing this for a year. They're building a business around it. Can we get a better website? Can we get a better experience when trying to buy these? It's already a hassle, but it is kind of nerve-wracking to be in a hassle to spend $400. I mean, really, it's pretty shit.
And you said it, $400 a hassle. You're 100% right.
Yep.
And you said that they told you this is the way. Well, someone else said that as well, baby.
This is the way.
Absolutely.
Oh my God. Let's get to some of these comments. You're watching the Aries Character Show. We have got the Space Pimp, Brother Cousins Jay from Brother Cousins Toy Reviews on here. And remember, during the Aries Character Show, you get to ask me, any guest on the show, Brother Cousins, any question you want. Anything on the secondary market, go ahead and ask the question. Anything on the primary market, anything on the wait list, these figures right here, prices of things. Should you buy? Should you sell? Should you run? Should you cop? Should you drop? Go ahead and ask it in here. We'll do our best to answer the question. She has a deleted scene, says Patrick. Thank you very much. So I guess that with that extra accessory,
Gotcha.
And then Figure It Out also says she wears it for a split moment at the end, if memory serves me correct. Charlie has a question for you, Brother Cousins, and ask anything. Question for Brother Cousins. Out of all the drops in the last 2 weeks, God, there was a lot. It's going to take some time to process. Were any of them tempting to get from Hong Kong resellers? Oh, yeah. Well, I got
yeah, I know you got one. And
I
wanna hear
got
about
one. I
that
got one
Yeah.
coming.
I mean, for me personally, the Deadpool is hard because I'm really on a Deadpool high, especially seeing it for the second time now. I'm really on a Deadpool high right now, but I really think we're gonna get that from Sideshow pretty quick. And I was able to score that one from Sideshow, and I was able to put some points towards it. So kind of makes no sense to grab it right now. It'll just be me being impetuous to go get that from like Tim Center or anything right now. And I mean, the price on that one is through the roof. So hopefully it'll come down in a couple weeks, but in a couple of weeks or a couple of days. But I do think something I think something this week will drop, and that will, I mean, honestly, I'm just waiting for the Batman to drop, or either the and that's the Batman from 89. I'm waiting for either the 89 Batman to drop, or either the Empire not Empire Strikes Back, but Return of the Jedi Vader, which we all kind of forgot about. Stuff that's actually supposed to be released. Those are the ones. Yeah, Charlie, Lady Deadpool, that's coming too. I'm hearing that's coming early. Like, it's crazy that we're getting, we got a movie out and the figures are coming out along with it. We've been asking for that. They're even giving us that this year too. Figures that are ready to go as the movie release. Who would have thought? Oh my God.
Oh my God, it's insane.
Crazy. It's crazy.
Well, another question here from Modest23 says, with Chewie coming out, will Bespin Han be a limited edition? Gosh, and I don't think I played this clip yet today, and I think I'm going to play this a lot the rest of the way. You have to wonder, Modest, is this what they call you?
They call him the Wizard.
Listen, you bet your ass. It's going to be limited, but it's going to be limited only because it's the Artisan. There's your Artisan Han. It's going to be coming out for the Bestman. So that way, you're still going to get your Return of the Jedi one. Listen, I don't think we make it out of the year without getting a Han and a Leia official Artisan announcement. I really don't think we make it out of the year. Now, will they be OT ones? I'm not sure. They're doing all kinds of weird stuff because, I told you, probably not Grievous and probably not, the Emperor, even though it's good, probably not, this guy before the 20th anniversary of it. But Howard wants to laugh all the way to the bank, and I'm telling you that I don't know. I mean, we could get Jay, to be honest with you, Leia, Luke, and Han, Artisan, A New Hope figure, straight up farm boy, straight up Han, in his outfit, like when he was with Greedo, and straight up Leia with the buds. Artisan. They could just put them out. It could just happen. And Jay, you may be, I think Jay is frozen. But honestly, it could literally just happen. I think Jay is frozen. Jay, you're frozen, baby. You're frozen in time. But what I really think is going to happen, Jay will be right back in. With Chewie coming out, will Bespin Han be the limited edition? If it's Artisan, I say yes, and it will be quite good. Come on, I know you missed this show. You're happy the Dark Jedi is back live. Smash that like button. You're watching the Aries Charrington Show live with the Dark Jedi, with the Space Pimp in the house, who will be right back on. Board Cube in the house asks Artisan, Jabba Palace Leia. Oh, come on, baby. Come on. Come on. I still really think they're going to put out that figure. You're going to see a banter soon. With Princess Leia, Prisoner Leia choking out Jabba the Hutt. Can you imagine that 2-pack, baby? Leia and Jabba. Come on. I love it. But we're going to get an Artisan Leia. We're going to get a lot of Artisan Leias, to be honest with you. For sure. And adding the Space Pimp back in here. But what I was going to say, Jay, we were just talking about it. We don't even know what they're doing anymore. We literally could get the big three from the original. Han, Luke, and Leia they could just artisan those on us this year.
They really could.
I doubt it.
I don't think that's gonna happen. I doubt it. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen into the 50th. But yeah.
But I doubt it. We doubted Grievous and Revenge and the Emperor before the 20th. How does that even make sense?
We gotta learn with Howard and Hot Toys. Howard works on his own time. That's just what it is. And we could get that shit tomorrow. We can get it next week. We can get it next month. We can get it a year after anniversary. It just depends on what's ready and how they see fit. I think a good thing to look at is the market itself, and also look at what other companies are doing, because it just seems like when InArt has something hot, that's when, like you said, they'll come out with, here's a Han on a Tauntaun out of nowhere. You're like, what the fuck? And then everybody's talking about that and not InArt. And that's what's doing. There really are. Somebody said it in the chat. They're bullying InArt. They really are. And it's kind of, and here it is. I think InArt can handle it because their product speaks for themselves. It really does. The product speaks for itself. The product that they have put out, the last, 4? They got 4 figures they got out and in people's hands right now. They've been good. They have been really good. I know some people have talked a little bit about the Viggo Mortensen figure. Talked about it a little bit, but it still looks good in person for what we've seen this weekend.
Well,
so I think NR can hold their own, but Howard be damned if he lets anybody step on his toes or what they're doing, what Hot Toys is doing. So
because we talk outside of this, I've got both in route, the InArt Aragorn rooted and the InArt Gandalf actually on the way to me. I should actually have them next week, so I'm going to be able to tell you and everybody in the chat firsthand. My opinion. I'm pretty sure it's just going to be completely epic, and I think that I don't. Let me ask you. I see, and that's what Restless Youth Production says. Hot Toys bullying InArt. To be fair, InArt is helping them do it. Yeah, I think that both of those comments are fair. But like I was talking to you, Jay, about earlier in the show, I don't think that that's why them and Sideshow are because they're doing this in conjunction with Sideshow. So there is a little bit of a partnership, and they're also with the Star Wars stuff and the Marvel stuff. They do got to pass this by Disney. They got to get they know what's going to be coming out, type of thing too. I feel like it's a byproduct of everything that has transpired. With what InArt's doing, Hot Toys had to step up their game. But with this crazy, volatile global economy and all the transitions coming out of COVID-19, the pandemic, and the need where they used to be able to come out with a figure and produce whatever the amount was, tens of thousands of, Beskar Mandalorians or Iron Man Mark 85s or regular Black Widows from Endgames or Fat Thors or, Endgame Logis or Captain Marvels. And they could just keep hey, we could keep selling these until gets to 50,000, 60,000, whatever pieces, it starts dwindling down. Eventually, we'll get out of stock. That's not happening anymore. So I really feel that this is a byproduct of, oh crap, if we can't make this money, we better come out with a lot of different variation ones and put these out in pieces, if you will.
Yeah.
Because really, what they did with that Obi-Wan, it's quite interesting. I really want you to think about this, and everyone in the chat. they've got Mandalorian. It's like that Death Watch Mandalorian. They got how much Mandalorian armor? They
Mm-hmm.
basically repainted that, so they reused that, put out an Obi-Wan head sculpt, and went ahead and just doubled production. That's what they did. They used the Christian Bale freaking Batman suit, spray painted it, and gave you an extra Artisan Joker, which I'm getting in. They got me to buy it because the head sculpt is so awesome. But I feel like they're still going to be putting out these numbers just in ways where we're not seeing. And I think that the in-art thing is a byproduct of it, where it's like they're bullying them because they have to keep announcing this crap. So you buy it.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna keep working until it doesn't work anymore. Like right here,
Yes.
I got the Obi Mandalorian Obi-Wan, and I can't wait to get it open. And I'll be honest with you, what is the biggest selling point of it? It's a great looking figure. The head sculpt is dope. And I love the red on it. I love the colors on it. Looks great. You get the LED lightsaber. But the biggest feature of this product, of this purchase, is the fact there was only 2,000 of them. So they say. And as I said, that shit is going to work until it doesn't work anymore. It's cool. Yeah, it's only 2,000 of these. You know, personally, I still believe that they could be fibbing on those numbers. We would never know. We would never know. It's not like
we would never really know, would we?
We don't know 2,000. We don't know 200 people that collect Hot Toys. Let's be honest. All of us in here, outside of all of us online here, you know what I'm saying? So they could just make up the numbers, just an arbitrary number. We got 2,000 of them. Sure, you do. What needs to, but it's not going to work. It's they're going to keep doing this until it doesn't work anymore. Until you see these figures start to stay. You know, they're not having those $2 million days of pre-orders, you know, and when you start seeing those pre-orders hang around for a week, like, wait a minute, I thought this was exclusive. I was in the queue and everything. Wait a minute, this is still up? This is still up a week later? That's when they're going to start. They're going to stop. And you want to know what they're going to do then? They're not going to stop doing it. They're not going to stop selling exclusivity at that time. What they're going to do is they're going to start printing numbers on these things, which we've been talking about the whole time.
Now, when do you think they'll do that? When do you think they'll start? Because I think you're right. Because didn't they do that with an Iron Man one for 300 pieces not too long ago? Didn't they serialize
it? They did. They sure enough did. It was the gold one. They did it for that one. They did it for a Loki, and way before then, they did it for the Beat It Michael Jackson. Those were the, to my knowledge, the only 3 figures that have come numbered. So that's what it's going to come down to. They're going to come down to numbering these things. And then that's when people are going to jump back on, like, wait a minute, the number in the system is true. And then everybody that has the stuff we had before, they'll feel more comfortable with it. And then you'll see the numbers go. You'll see the value skyrocket on this on this Mandalorian Obi-Wan Kenobi, because then those numbers validate the fact, the numbered pieces will validate these that don't have numbers, if that makes any sense. At least that's what I think. I could be wrong, but that's what it's going to come down to. But it's going to work until it doesn't work anymore. Them selling exclusivity. And we kind of said this last week. What if everything is if you look at it, comic book shops are not getting what they not getting the numbers they used to get. My comic shop isn't getting Hot Toys. It's been dry for Hot Toys for like 6 months at my local comic shop. One of them. It's been very dry. And that's because they just are not being, Sideshow is not being they're not being as generous with their stock as they once were. Hot Toys they're not producing as much. So we have valid.
So they're not, you're saying that you're not seeing them get these figures in.
No. Nope.
Well, let me ask you this, because this is part of the show today, and everybody, you are watching the Aries Tarrington show live. Smash the like button right now. Take a pause, do that. And if this is the first time you're watching, go ahead and subscribe to Sixth Scale Cantina. This is an opportunity where you get to ask the Space Pimp, the Hot Toys Wizard, anything that you want, anything on the secondary market, anything with this Artisan Black Widow. We got the Artisan Tom Holland Spider-Man, the Iron Spider, going live tomorrow. We're going to talk about that within this episode for sure. And we'll get back to this Black Widow. We'll look at the Iron Man price. And then, of course, just copy and paste if I missed your comment, or super chat it, baby. Super chat it, and it'll flash, and we'll get it up. But part of what's going on here when you talk about these comic shops, I did try to sell, and I did sell some figures, Jay, recently, and I've got a couple of more for sale. The market is so bad right now.
Yeah.
A lot of these older toys, not all of them, a lot of them are crashing.
Yes.
Nobody's buying them. There's also only so much money to go around. And I do think it's an indication as to why these are limited. Why, Black Widow was only, and I'm saying only 6,000, 4,000, one series, 2,000 without the special handpiece. But, you're seeing a lot of stuff, like this, as I pull this up onto the screen, and I'm going to do this with you live. And, this is a very big character in a very big movie. And I'm telling you that this Artisan is going to be coming out before the end of the year.
Absolutely.
An announcement, not dropping, but an announcement.
Mm-hmm.
This is $112 with a seller with incredible feedback, 1,334. And wait for it, buddy. 100% positive with 24 bids, 24 freaking bids, and no one going over a penny to get this figure. And some places that have this in stock, when you talk about this, act fast.
Damn.
$5 shipping, $181 is like 35% off or something. Wow. This can't continue. How much does this have to do with your comic shops not wanting to keep in stock?
A lot. They didn't want the stock to sit around. Sideshow was really pissed off having that stock. They lost a lot of money. Taxes and what they have to pay taxes on that stock. They have to pay taxes on those warehouses to keep them up. Spend money on the warehouse to warehouse, all this stuff. And who knows how much of this shit they have. It's like,
and it's a good price,
how
right?
How amazing price. I hate to tell you what I paid for this when it first dropped.
But this is more amazing. Look at this. But this is more than 50%.
I mean, for me, it's sad because I hate to tell you what I paid for this when it first came out. This was my year.
Did you Tim said it, baby? Did you Tim said it?
Oh yeah, I didn't even Tim Sent. I wasn't even Tim Sitting at that time. I was Toys Wonderland in that time with this. Actually, no. Yeah, I was a Toys Wonderland guy off this one. This was when the times were good. This was like 2022, I believe. 2020, 2022. Very sad. Very sad. And this was day one. And I remember I bought this and Mysterio at the same time. So that was a very expensive week, I'm glad I did it. It was tax write-off. It worked for the channel at the time. But yeah, man, to see what it's going for now, it just tells you that being patient will wait. But I also look at it like this. I've had it a few years, so it's not a big deal. I get it. These things are depreciative. They're depreciative assets. You got to look at it like that. They're going to depreciate over time, and it's something that is new. You're going to pay a little bit more than something that it is older. That's just what it is. And this is, once again, as I stated earlier on, this was Hot Toys. This was a different Hot Toys. Hot Toys at this point, sad to say, they were the king of the hill at the time, which was good. And they were giving us decent figures. You know what I'm saying? They were giving us great sculpts. I think sculpt on this figure is amazing. But look back at it, what they would give us today compared to this. You would get rolling eyes. You would get even more detailed sculpt. You would get artisan effect. You would get rooted wool hair with this piece today. You would pay a little bit more than what they were charging for this, but that's where they were. What they are right now there's totally different. So your big question of the night, does these new figures, does everything that we're getting, does it devalue our current collections? Kind of does, but it really is that's really a personal question too, because when you buy this stuff, the best way to look at it is to look at it as you're going into this It's disposable income. Nobody needs figures. Let's be honest with you. We don't need it. We need food, water to live. We need a
We
place
need
to store our
food,
figures.
water to live, utilities, Artisan
Mhm.
Anakin, gas.
Absolutely. You don't need, but
You see, you
but to
kind
my
of got to
point, yeah.
slip that in there because I think that
You
that's what
need,
happens. You
yeah,
get this. Oh,
kind of
this is
is.
a special figure. She
Yep.
has magical hair. This Black Widow, it's so magical. It's going to come alive like Medusa. It's going to bite you in the face, baby, and bite your wallet. And you
Yep.
know what? You're right. It's not as important as your utilities, but
Yep.
sometimes they get you because it's so special. It's a
Yes.
one time. You got to get in that QJ. You
Yep.
come get. You missed the 4,000. You could get these 2,000. Come on, hit that buy button, baby.
How they get you? Look at this. This was a grill.
Yes,
This
that's
was
why
a
I'm pulling this up. This is part of the
super grill.
question.
Look at
So,
this.
I mean, you know what this went for at some time before In-Out
Mhm.
came out with their upgrade, their masterpiece.
$700.
So,
$700.
yeah. But here's the thing.
No.
Honestly, and I see this sometimes selling for, this price and a little bit more, depending on the condition, not including 1952. With a figure like this, I was speaking about it last week. There's certain figures. How many iterations of the Joker do we got now? Because, this is still, if this is in pristine edition because it's an old Hot Toys DX11, is this really going to lose value like that Thor is right now that I just showed? Or is it just not going to be at this point a $700, $800 figure? It's going to be more around this. Because, like, where you're seeing this go here, if you could keep it in this condition and it's in a climate controlled environment and, you have it really pristine and it's not going to get, moldy or deteriorate, it's still a good piece, brother Cousins. I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't see it going much under where this is here. I think this could hold a $300 to $400 value. But this is because of figures that were produced in lesser numbers back then.
Yeah. Well, the thing with this is, I think this is where it will hold. I think it will hold at the 250 mark, and this is pretty much what it cost when it came out. The only thing of it is, you have two things we're looking at here. You have value, and then you have supply and demand. And this is just not in demand at this point.
No.
It's just not. It's just not in demand. So if I'm somebody that's selling this and you need the money, and you do, let's say some people need the money. Some people use their collection to fund their collection. I do it from time to time. I do as I see fit, because sometimes in the middle of collecting, I'll be like, oh, I want to be a Batman collector, or I want to change this up, or I want to change things up a little bit. We have ideas. We have, but my whole point is, if you try to sell this, you're not going to get this price. You could, looking at this sold for $250. Good. But if you're one of the guys that's like, hey, I got this in great condition, I want to get $400 for it, you're not getting $400 for it. You're not. And if you are going to get $400 from it, you may get it from somebody that does not know what Hot Toys is, or doesn't know the overall value, or doesn't know about the other versions. That happens too. I ran into that last week, where somebody wanted to buy a regular Anakin figure from me, a regular Anakin Hot Toys, not the dark side, but the regular version of Anakin, the Hot Toys, the one we currently have. And the guy I asked him for $400. And as I was talking to him, I realized he doesn't know. He doesn't know. And I had to make a moral decision. Like, either I can take his money, and then by me being in this, and then him finding out that I'm brother Cousins, and then people being like, oh, he could have known, you could have schooled him, or he got over you. And I didn't want that. Even if I wasn't brother Cousins, I didn't want that. It was something icky about it. So that's my thing. I mean, if it sells, hey, you sell something, you sell something. But me, I'm just, if I felt that I had to educate before I make that sell. So that's just the thing you turn around in. But when you have stuff like this, when you have the NR version here going for 370,
Yeah,
which is
I mean, talk to me about this. And Lane,
a little $120 over. I would, if it was me, I would go with the NR version. You're getting a better quality. You're getting a better version.
Even the NR one going lower now.
Yeah. Oh, that's
this is going to happen. This is going to happen to everyone.
It's going to.
Look at this.
The NR 2-pack, which I bought, which I paid, which was my last purchase from Toys Wonderland. And I paid about $1,200 for that 2-pack. We all know we did paying the fees and all that. It's $1,200. Soon as the Artisan comes out, the price is going to drop on that one too. It just is. Well, that's just where we're at.
And this one was a great seller with 453 feedback and 100% positive with 7 bids just from July 28th, Jay. So, you're seeing here, with the NR version, starting to lose value. And then you're seeing stuff like this as I pull this up, and this is just this is just crazy as I pull some of these up. This figure is sold out. This item is out of stock. $738. So you can't. Yeah, I mean,
but it makes sense. I got another. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
I mean, yeah, and here's another one. So all know Toys Buying Agent. 20 viewed in the last 24 hours, but you can only add it to the list. It's sold. It's gone. $700 from this seller.
Jesus.
And then honestly, when you go to put and where you can buy these, everybody knows you can still go and look at some of these. Let's put if we put up everything the Imposter Joker, dude, and I will tell you, you got to give credit to Hot Toys. Did you see the video that one guy put out on this with all the angles when he unboxed? I sent it to you.
Yeah,
dude, this, I was like salivating from I could not believe. And you and Lael were saying it looks like that they landed it. You both were saying last week on my show that it looks like that this is pretty freaking good. And when I saw that live video, I can't believe how. Are you a little surprised that they nailed it this good, or do you think that they must? That it was they had to nail this.
They had to. They knew their reputations was on the line with this one. And that's why we got that video about a year ago when we saw Howard and company talking about their Joker, and we're going to do it the head sculpt. And they even brought up DX11, and they said, hey, it's been a couple years. We're aware of other companies that are doing theirs. Here's ours. And I'll be damned. It looks damn good, and looking at that head sculpt is amazing. And some people, dare I say it, thinks it looks better than the NR version. And personally,
well, that's what you want. You want them both to combat. You want them both to be in that championship ring.
Absolutely.
I was kind of hoping it would be like that's what you want. You want a neck and neck, right?
Absolutely. I think they did a wonderful job on the hair. I like the expression on his face, and that's what they were smart how they did it, because the NR version is just as good, honestly. But I think that expression on his face,
it makes a little bit of a difference.
It does. It really does. Attitude. It gives it a little more. It gives a little more attitude, a little bit more character, and it makes you want to. Honestly, for me, I want to have both. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at. I got the NR version.
You can get. That's a great damn point. You could actually make a case to get both of these because it is a different attitude. It's almost like it's not necessarily that the Hot Toy is what is better. I think it's just as good, which is what they needed to do, but has a different vibe.
Exactly.
And look at this on here. You don't got very many of them available. You see these prices, and then once you scroll down, that's it. That's it for right now. So you got to go to your usual suspects where everybody knows overseas. If they have some of these in stock, I guess point out some of them are gone. Well, now you look like, and it's kind of the same Toys Buying Agent and Tim said, but Tim said has this now. If you go on the site, $828. Let me pull this up because that is just a lot of freaking. When he raises the prices, oh yeah, look at that, dude.
And I kind of, it makes sense because
$828.
Jesus, it's the first released Artisan, so it's going to go for big money. I was shocked that this is going for the money that's going for. I didn't think it would be that high. This one personally, I thought it'd be a lot of people, but once again, exclusivity, and with it being the first released Artisan, yeah, he's going to charge that much. I shudder to think what Artisan Anakin is going to cost. I shudder. I'm clutching my pearls and clutching my buttocks because it is going to be a lot of damn money for that Artisan Anakin. I'm scared. I'm not even going to lie. I'm just scared. I'm terrified.
Then you pull up everything Artisan Anakin. Wow, look at this. It's $1,001, $999. That's the attack. That's something different. The $1,050.
Jesus,
everything's $1,000. Everything's $1,000 for this figure, and it's not even out. But again, I see that it went up more now because the Artisan Joker is telling some collectors like you and I, how good is this going to look, brother Cousins? How good is this going to look? I mean, I'll be honest with you, it's kind of scary now that we actually see the videos as well of this Artisan Anakin, of the Artisan Joker. My God. I mean, it came out, this Artisan Joker, quite honestly, I don't know if you're seeing it. Oh, you're not even, did that pop up on the screen, the Anakin, or did it?
No, I'm still seeing eBay.
Yeah, so let me post this on so you can see these prices. If it'll show up. We hit paste and go. Look at this, dude.
$1,000 easy.
Thousand.
We ain't even talking about tax. We ain't even talking about tax and shipping. Jesus.
No, you got a couple of Attack of the Clones ones in there for $5, which is ridiculous on that figure. But that's what. So let me ask you this, as a bunch of us are watching here, and I'll get to your chats, everybody. You're watching the Aries Charrington Show. Hit the like button. Go ahead and smash it right now. Don't forget, it's the first time you're watching me live. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to subscribe to Brother Cousin's Toy Reviews as well. While we're doing that, while you're doing that as well. But yeah, I mean, Jay, this is how much is this affecting figures like not only this DX11 because of what we were talking about here. We're seeing this price and you're thinking it's going to level out, right around this price. But, we looked at, Thor as well. We're talking about that. And here's another one. I mean, I'm going to pull this up, and he's kind of hot right now, but it's not making a difference, or at least the actor is anyway. But I mean, dude, you got to look at this and you got to realize that something had to change. $100 for a hot toy. $100.
Yeah.
And this is what people are getting right now when they're putting this on eBay. How discouraging is this when you're trying to get money for that Artisan Joker, for that Artisan Anakin that you're talking about, for the new in-art figures that are coming out? We're talking about the Michael Jackson. They got the Henry Cavill Superman coming out the end of the year. Everybody's trying to go ahead and get their hands, on the Aragorn, some of the Harry Potter figures, of course, all the other Artisans that are coming out. And a lot of people are looking to get this next wave of premium figures. These figures that are an upgrade with all the new purse systems that both companies are offering. Now, Hot Toys is starting to offering magnetic bases with some of their new releases, like the Black Widow figure. How much is that affecting these prices here as well? Are people not interested? Are collectors not interested in these older figures anymore, Jay?
They're not. And I'm going to say that. They're not. And the reason why, because around 2019, right after the Endgame, around that Infinity War Endgame line, everybody, including myself, was going crazy. It was the height of the MCU. We knew where we were going with Infinity War and Endgame. We knew Thanos was coming. We knew it was a big buildup. People wanted these characters in their collection, and Hot Toys went straight to the bank. Sideshow everybody was firing on all cylinders. Disney was like, go. Hot Toys had the presses open and anything could sell. I remember when this came out. And I remember it was in the heart of the pandemic, and I was like, I kind of, because we were starving for a figure. We were starving for release. And I saw this, and I was like, I'm not going to get it because Team Suit Tony, I can go without it. And I didn't get it. But they made it. They made it because they knew somebody was going to get it. Everybody wanted to complete a big collection. This was a different Hot Toys at the time. Now, everybody wants bangers after banger after banger. We got a lot of figures in those times that weren't bangers. They were good figures, but they weren't bangers. This was not a banger. It wasn't a banger. It wasn't a banger then. And now, for damn sure, people are not going to get it. Only a certain collector is going to want. A collector that wants to complete a collection is going to get that. And let's be honest,
they grossly overshot on it.
They completely overshot on
it. And I think, are they a little bit skittish right now to overshoot again on anything? I think they are.
Absolutely. Right now it's about the latest. It's about the latest and greatest, but it's also about premium. That's what people want. Premium. It's about two words: premium and exclusive. That's what people want, and that's what they're selling.
Well, here's what Charlie the Unicorn asked, and I'm going to get to your questions. So if you got questions for Jay and I, go ahead and put it in the chat. Anything on what we're talking about, the secondary market. Should we buy all of these? Should we sell all our old ones? Should we run from the hobby? Should we cop? Should we drop? What about the Spider-Man tomorrow? Are you going to get into the queue? We're going to talk about that. What about Scorch? Haven't forgot that about everybody in there. If I've missed your questions, go ahead, go back, copy, paste it back down. But Charlie asks, question for Aries, brother Cousins, is it even worth backward collecting anymore? Everything coming out is superior, and the prevalence of 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, I'm not seeing it being worth it anymore. Well, that's what we're talking about here, Charlie. It's a great question, and it is a concern. I could tell you that certain figures that I'm trying to sell are just not moving for the same price that they once were. But not only that, some of them are not moving at all. And you almost have to give it away. I mean, for under $100, and I'm showing it to you on the screen, and it's a hot toy. Is it going to stay that way? But I think that, it's a question that Jay and I are going to continue to kind of, talk through here, Jay. I'm even seeing, not with every grail, but I'm seeing with certain grails, Jay, that they're starting to, at least right now, get hit. And people are trying to sell them to try and get some of this heat. And I think that, is it possible that some people are being their own Hot Toys wizards and are starting to guess that these figures are going to be coming out in 2.0s, and they better get rid of them so that they can get a Jin Urso with rolling eyes function and with a LED light up base and probably a version with rooted hair? Are some people starting to think this? Because look at this, baby.
Yeah.
This is a Jin.
Yeah.
Going for $305. Look at the seller, 1,280 feedback, and wait for it. Oh, what 100% positive. Jay, with a lot of figures, not all of them, I'm seeing a significant dive, but with the Imposter Joker, with the Anakin, with the Anarch Gandalf, I am not seeing it. With that Obi-Wan you just got, because it's exclusive, that's killing this figure.
Yeah.
I don't know if that figure is better than this figure, but it's not the thing right now. And that has rolling eyes function. This doesn't.
Yeah. And that's what it comes down to. And what we're also seeing is people they get it. They listen to these shows, and then they're smart. People are smart. They can see, we're just here talking about it, but people, doesn't take a genius to really figure out what's going on now. And let's be honest, price goes up on these figures, people's jobs, people probably got, a raise, but even the richest man in the world can't keep up with this shit. You really, you really can't. It's really, if you want, I just seen McFarlane put out a Batman 89 cowl that is coming out at the end, that's coming out right in time for Christmas. And I'll be damned if I don't get that. My point is, everything that we want, we're gonna get. The bad thing is, everything that we want, we're gonna get. And it's like what you have to pick and choose. So what you're seeing people do now is picking and choosing, and they're trying to finance their collections because they know all this goodness is coming. What means more to you? This, at one point of the time, Grail Jyn Erso from Rogue One, the deluxe version, which I was looking for last year, that I couldn't find no cheaper than like $420. Now going for $305. That would have been hard for me to pass up if I knew that was out. But here it is. People, they're figuring what's going on is they realize they want these expensive Grail figures like this one right here.
This is going for Gal Gadot's going for 3 times as much as Felicity Jones, baby.
They gotta sell
3 times as much.
They gotta sell some of these Grails to make a buck to fund their collections. That's what's happening. That's a great pose, by the way. I'm gonna steal that pose.
Yeah, but I mean, how much? And I think you're right. I think that some people are like, hey, they're going to come out with a Jyn. I mean, I think we both know she's the star of Rogue One. They're going to make an Artisan Jyn Erso. Rolling eyes, give you a sculpted version. And that version's, like I said, not going to be a Grail anymore.
No.
Like the older versions of Wonder Woman, this is the version of Wonder Woman right now. We look at the difference here.
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane, isn't it, brother? I mean, I knew that you were going to compare it to something else.
Yeah.
And then when I'll put this up onto the screen, which will be like you'll be like, holy crap, you're seeing what this goes for. And it's not just with Hot Toys. It's the same thing with anything that's hot right now. We showed in R2 that the regular sculpted Joker's going down, right? Like the DX11 in with the old, out with the new. But then look at what's new right now. So everyone also wants the sculpted version of Ian McKellen. And look at this. Just back from July 28th. I mean, these are all going for the same price. $900 for in art Gandalf, Jay. What do you think? I mean, it's the same. So listen, we talked about it last week with Lael, right? It's like, hey, give NR credit. They came and they pushed Hot Toys. Hot Toys came and answered and said, here's a wool Artisan Wonder Woman in the form of a Warner Brothers 100. And now the rest of this, and now they're all pumping these out, but they're all hitting this kind of money. Even the Imposter Joker now is starting to. Yes, I just showed you before.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll get up to here. But look at this, $900. So,
man,
how much is it like for you to get this figure right now, or for you to get that Wonder Woman, or for you to get that Imposter Joker, or for you to get that Superman that just that if you didn't order the Henry Cavill one, that's probably gonna go high too. Really high. Do you have to sell your old Jyn Ersos, your old Tony Stark Met suit, your Fat Thor, to get this? but you're only getting $100 a piece on them.
And that's a lot of figures. And what you're going to see is people's collections start to dwindle down. And that and that depends. Is that a good thing or is it a bad thing? It could be a bad thing for you if you're a person that, if you have you don't want to have a collection that's misplaced. Like if you have all the end game figures and then you sell that Team Suit Tony, I could see that hurting a little bit. It won't hurt that much because it's, I mean, you still, if you got, I take it that you would have an Iron Man, that you would have a battle damage. You're going to get rid of that before you get rid of your battle damaged 85 or your clean Mark 85. You would get rid of that one. So you still have that one. So that's why you're seeing people, you know, willing to let that one go or let a full collection go like Rogue One, because it starts rolling around in their mind. Do I want this dope ass Gandalf or do I want to let go my Rogue One collection? You have to pick and choose.
Yeah. And here's the thing, and obviously this is no slouch
still looks beautiful.
of a price, but
yeah,
even the untouchables, this is, I consider it untouchable. It's an OT. It's an untouchable. We know what this goes for, usually, you know, over 500. But even in times like this, I'm not saying this is a bad price. Still $13.44 shipping, but a little down. Probably a little down because there's too much out there. And honestly, how many collectors, Jay, are is there any doubt we're going to be getting a Leia that blows away all these Leias with an Artisan? Come on, we know it.
Absolutely.
We know it.
And look at here. I'll give you a little bit of, this is how my mind works. If I was going to get an Art Gandalf, and I just said, you know what, I'm going in on Lord of the Rings. That's what it is right now. Lord of the Rings is my jam. And I know we're going to get an Artisan Leia that's going to blow that one out the water. You sold that for $420. $420 on eBay. That's about $380 he made off that figure, off the sale. After eBay takes their shit, their cut, $380. That knocks that 900 down, right? You see what I'm going? That knocks it down to about 4 something. You know what I'm saying? So then you take that 4 something, you do a paying 4, you knock them down, you knock that paying 4. You know what I'm saying? So it makes it, you make it able to do, but you got to look at it like this. At what that costs? You must have really make sure you really want that figure, because that's a lot of money and a big loss of a figure. That's the thing. I don't want people to do these things and then realize and feel bad about it. Like, damn, did I make the right decision? Did I really want? You got to make sure you really want that figure. That's your new thing. If that's going to be your new thing that makes you happy, fine, go for it. But don't sell it and then feel bad about it and then be like, damn, because that's happened to me too. It happened to me with Mark 6. And I was like, damn, I sold it. Damn, I really need it back. I was, in a way, it worked out for me because I'm getting a new Mark 6. I had another bite at the apple. But that doesn't happen all the time. But what it comes down to is people want the latest and greatest, and people are smart now. They know what's coming. They know you got to look at it. They finally gave us an Artisan Black Widow. They've made so many Black Widow figures. You know, they made a whole bunch of Leias. You know they're going to give us an Artisan Leia, and it's going to be something spectacular.
Something spectacular. And we'll keep talking about this, but I'm kind of going to some of these other figures, Jay, to get your perspective as we kind of go down and try to break this down, especially on the price of some of these. And, you know, when you talk about this Joker, and I'm going to pull this up real quick, and we'll talk about these. So are you surprised? So I showed you the numbers on this. We're talking about this in the secondary market already, you know, going for between $700 and $900. And I'm a little surprised, but again, when you put it all together, there's only 3,000 of these, Jay. And I did see a kind of a review that was just with music in the background on this.
Yeah,
it does look rather sick, dude, to be honest with you. I mean,
it does.
But are you surprised that this sold out, within the hour and was gone, and people are like, wow, it's gone? I mean, are you surprised?
It's an artisan. No, it was. I knew it was going to go. It's exclusivity, baby. Everybody wants what they can't have. They want the exclusive. That 3,000 that makes it sell right there. Now, for the secondary market price, that was shocking to me because I didn't think it would go for that. I was thinking about 5, maybe 6, but to see it over 7, low 8s.
Shocking. I thought it may have would tank and no one would be interested. I was wondering if this, remember like that Chrome Cody, it was up for a week or how long it was?
Yeah.
No, not with this boot. But again, with a head sculpt like that, honestly, I noticed, I don't want them to do this, but I think they could have had him. Well, let me ask you this. If they decided to tomorrow say, hey, by the way, we got another exclusive limited to 3,000 pieces, the same Joker head sculpt, and they put it on the hospital thing with his shorts, do they move all those?
Oh, completely, and make it. And if they make it a limited run of 2,000, it's out the door. Or I was saying, bank robber Joker, please. They make a big. Oh, I'm pushing people out the way virtually to get that.
So let me ask you a question. If they do that, what is your overall heart going to say to you if Hot Toys actually did that over the next month and be like, hey, we got this right now. By the way, you can do this. And they put a couple of those out. Would it bother you? Or would you be hey, you know what?
I expect them to do that at this point. Now, think anybody if we don't,
I would spill coffee. I mean,
if we don't expect them to do that, we're just kidding ourselves. I mean, I get it because then we're like thinking like, well, how exclusive is the Artisan line? They're just giving away all these Artisan heads to these other figures. Yeah, but it's a different body. So I mean. Yeah, they're kit bashing. They're giving. I mean, this figure right here. Come on, this Obi-Wan. Let's be honest, guys. It's a kit bash.
It's a pretty good spray paint.
It's a pretty good spray paint. It's a pretty damn good kit. This one right here, a damn good kit bash, but yet a kit bash that people are paying $800 for, and they're just laughing to the bank. But yeah, it's exclusive. You got to know the game you're playing. I just hope. Just educate yourself as much as possible and make sure it's something you really want. I can't stress that enough. Make sure it's something that you really want. Just don't buy into the hype. Just don't buy into the exclusivity. Make sure it's something you really want. Because if it's something that you really want, and if you have the means, who cares? You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. But just make sure it's something that you really want, so you're not overpaying for hype, and then you want to sell it, and then you fall into that whole thing.
So talk to me. How about hype on this? $430. So, all right. I got to ask you about this price.
Mm-hmm.
You okay with this being $430? I am, because I'm going to tell you why. If he had hair and they called it an Artisan, they'd be selling it for that, right?
Absolutely.
But I think that the detail and what they're giving you in here, it's probably worth as much as wool rooted hair. Not
with that cape, because that cape is almost another. It's almost another. This kind of becomes a statue, and that cape. And you think about what the size of the box and all that's going to be. It's going to be a lot of money. Is it a little overpriced? It is a little over. It is, but. This is where we're at. You're getting the LED effects, which we know it doesn't cost that much for the LED effects.
We wanted them. How much? Well, I'd keep going, but I'm going to throw this in because we're talking about in art how they stepped it up. Well, look at the quality of their bases. Look at the quality of their materials. Yeah. Look at what they're getting. Now they stepped it up. Look at the quality of Hot Toys bases. Look at all their light up function. Look at the level of detail. But what happens when you do that?
Money. It costs more money. When they do that, it costs more money. And that's what's going on. Where it's going to cost more. You want all those effects. You want those premium bases. You're going to pay that. The level of detail, you're going to pay all that for it. And here it is. I think a lot of us, we mind, but we're still going to pay it. They kind of know they got us by the short and curlies at this point. so we're going to pay it. We're going to pay it. My only problem with this piece is the fact that I think this was too early. I think this is
Come
a
on, it was
26
Dude,
type of release. We should not be
many-
seeing this right now.
I
We
can't.
shouldn't.
I need that DX28, but I don't need it as bad as some of the other figures that are coming out. And now that they have this, I'm like, am I really gonna shell? Am I really gonna shell that out right now? And I you know what I mean? It's hard, dude. That's what happens.
It is.
And I
It's
think
a
it was
lot.
way too early because first, not every collector. I get the differences. And I get that you could get a clean version if you get the deluxe, but you could get a clean version of Vader also with Empire Strikes Back. You can get one with Rogue One. You can get a clean version of Vader anywhere. So, I don't know if I buy that as much. I think is what DX is trying to do, the DX 27 and 28. This is just better. It's just better.
This goes back to what you were saying earlier about them giving as many flavors to the soda as possible to get more people to buy in. They know they got the mythos people now. You know what I'm saying? They have those people now with this release. You may have some people that are like, oh, I mean, I was saying it. The damn
Look at that, which is this.
The Kenobi Vader is on the list of figure of the year, and it's low. And I mean, not low, but high on that list of figure of the year, in my opinion. And here's the thing: I can say, oh man, they're messing up the sales. No, they're not, because the figure already sold. You know what I'm saying? That's why they did these runs. That's why they did these limited runs and stuff like that, to get this product sold out the door. They sold it. Obviously, they got the numbers to sell it and get it out the door. And it was like, oh, we got the Kenobi Vader out there. It's out there. It's people bought it. Okay, cool. We got our money back. Put out another one. Yeah, and then all it's going to do is piss the people off like us. Like, what do we do? Do we sell our? Because when this went up last week, we saw a lot of people just. The Kenobi Vaders were on the BST groups like by the tens. It was ridiculous.
Well, because people want to be able to try and afford this figure now.
Yeah.
So if they want this version that looks like the Mythos statue, how much money? I mean, because remember there was a day where I think they still come out with a figure here and there where it's $250 if it's like a straight trooper or just a regular. But I mean, we're getting figures now, Jay, instead of $250, $265, they're $400, $500. Artisans, and then secondary market, they're going for $1,000.
Yep.
So, Charlie the Unicorn says here, this is the last Vader I'm getting. I have ink this one. A lot of people say that too, Charlie, about the last Iron Man they're getting. We're going to get to that one here. Too many releases, says Eric San Juan. Collectors going into debt. They can't keep up. No, it's drowning in coffee. A lot of these. Hey, Eamon is on here. What's going on, brother?
Hey, what's up?
Hey,
bro?
what is up? Shout out to you. Shout out to Big Bro. He says, yeah, mine is still in the box, but good to have him out there. Big Dog Pound says, woo! Well, I just made that up, but I'm pretty sure that's what he did. He said Darth Vader's cape is a Mick Flappin' baby.
Yep.
Come on. What did Zach say to you here? That's what I'm planning on. Second brother, I grabbed the Warner Brothers bat when he dropped to 280. Oh, that's good. Brother Cousin speaks truth. You have to want it like Grail Level want it. These things ain't cheap.
Nope.
Come on.
Absolutely.
Second brother also says this Joker is a standalone piece. Yeah, no, that one is.
It is.
And I think that's but you know what? I still wouldn't doubt. I was just kind of saying it to kind of make some funny conversation with you, Jay, about the Joker. With the whole like the hospital with the shorts on, and then you're bringing up the jail scene. But I mean the prison scene.
Yep.
I tell you what, maybe they would do another one. Yeah. Maybe they're not done.
I don't think so.
That would be weird. I mean, like I'm talking about like while they're producing this head sculpt. Because they haven't shown the final production of the. I'm wondering if they would do that if this imposter is just one. That would be crazy, dude.
I think they will.
You really think that they would?
I think they would. Especially the bank robber, because they've done it before. All the parts of there, they've done the tailoring and all that to that suit before. All they got to do is repurpose it, and they did a 2.0. This will be a 3.0. We know they do they do 3.0s. I think we're damn they had 4.0s with Iron Man figures. So they'll do it. It makes sense. It totally makes sense, and they'll probably do it soon, very soon, and it'll probably be as even more limited batch. Probably I would say 2,000.
Well, wow. Well, Jay, you have to wonder: is this what they call you, baby?
They call him the Wizard.
Sometimes.
You know what? I'm going to keep my eye open. If I wake up and I see a Joker, another Joker from, the second film in the Nolan trilogy, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to drown in coffee. You're going to see Dark Jedi drowns in coffee, but gets resuscitated by some ancient action figure theorist. So I am a little bit, it is a little bit concerning that Vader's $430.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is a little bit concerning that this is $10 away from $500. And we had a lot of comments on this when I first started the show. Look, this is a sick looking Iron Man. I am not going to lie. But brother Cousins, is this worth $500? Damn, dude. Damn.
It's not worth $500. It's not. What would have made it worth $500 if it was USB completely all over USB. That's what have made it $500. But we knew that this was going to happen because I remember when Iron Man figures were like we're in the 340s. And then when Infinity War came out, we were seeing, I believe, Mark 50 was the first $400, over $400 Iron Man figure. And then that became the standard. And that was 5 years ago, ladies and gentlemen, 5-6 years ago. So here we are 5-6 years later. Yeah. And guess what? It looks better, way better than its predecessor. But this thing looks fantastic. The rolling eyeball, Tony Stark head sculpt.
Dude, this head sculpt is thick.
Oh, it's great. It is great. Look at
that. The Artisan's coming, right? You could see it right now with this hair.
Oh, yeah.
It's coming.
Oh, yeah. They could have did it right. They could have gave it to you right there. They just held back. They had to hold themselves back. They know they
Listen, I'm going to say this about the Artisan Tony Stark to you and to everybody who's out there. When we get the FOMO on the Artisan Iron Man, it's going to happen. If you think we're getting version ups on Ian McGregor, on Heath Ledger, probably the Dark Side Anakin, we were talking about that earlier. You haven't seen version ups on Artisan anything until you see Iron Man. They may have 8 versions in 2 months. You may go out there and say, "Hey, I bought a 4,000. I got to the queue. I got it." Then they'll release the final production photos, and they'll say, "Hey, then you get this same head sculpt on this suit, that suit, that suit." It could happen, dude.
And, I think, sorry, my wife was texting me. I think what we haven't seen from the funny thing with Artisan is Artisan Iron Man, I think it's going to look a little bit different than what we are expected to see. I think it's going to be, you're going to get the hair. Yeah, you'll get the hair, but let's be honest. Some people may feel that when the hair is short like that and it's that type of cut, some people may feel like, shit, I can just roll sculpt it. I don't need it to be, rooted. Some people may feel that way. So I think an Artisan Iron Man would lean not just towards the hair, but more towards what I was saying, a USB light up situation that works all over and still gives you articulation. That would be an Artisan for an Iron Man. Because when you think about Iron Man figures, let's be honest, Iron Man figures out of all the Hot Toys figures that we get, modern day Iron Man figures, not the plastic ones, but die-cast Iron Man figures tend to hold their value much better than other figures. Just because of the way of how they're engineered. If Hot Toys does anything, they have mastered the Iron Man figure and the engineering of an Iron Man figure. So to give you a to give you an Iron Man figure that is engineered with LEDs, with movable joints, that when you click a button, they all light up at the same time, so our Iron Man figures don't look dead anymore. You're gonna pay over $500 for that. That's going to be Iron Man. I predicted in the next year or so is probably going to be a $550 figure.
Wow. And Charlie Universe's Artisan Doctor Doom. Look,
Yeah.
you know, maybe Howard's gonna fall in love with Doctor Doom now. Can you even imagine? Every week we'll get a new Doctor Doom. That's crazy, and that's big news there. Brandon says it's a sin that they don't ship every Iron Man with a flight pole. God bless you.
Yes.
Charlie the Unicorn also says Iron Man figures, the die-cast are top toys. MB Dyson brings up a great point. He says Artisan Batmans are coming. Well, we ain't even touched Christian Bale yet, and the rest of them. I mean, you know, I'm going to play this for the third time tonight. MB Dyson. Is this what they call you, baby?
They call him the Wizard.
No, but I think that and I think that brings up. We're going to go to that Spider-Man because that's going to be in the queue tomorrow. We have to talk about that, Jay. We have to touch on that. But I do want to, you know, with this Iron Man, I do got to ask you, bro. I feel that the prices are now starting to catch up. I feel like Hot Toys did the best that they could for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
We were praising them like, wow, these prices are not increasing. These prices are not increasing. And, oh, it makes sense with the first Artisan. It's that price. The Wonder Woman, that makes sense. It should be like that. Look at the price of InArt. You know, look what they're doing there. But now everything, even the Artisan hair figures. It's just, I feel like maybe now the inflation is going to start being realized, not just on Artisan, but everything.
Absolutely, but to be fair to them, they also gave us a couple bones. They did, because they knew there's still people that want to collect big lines, and that's still a thing. The Ahsoka line, a very big line, and we had some real nice decent priced figures in that collection. You had Thrawn, which was like what, 245, 250, something like that. Hera, which was another 245, 250 type of figure. They gave us some good pricing with those figures. So, and I get it, those are kind of newer characters. We're newer characters to like to some Hot Toy collectors. I know some of those characters are, you know, they have been around for years in animation, in the animated form, but newer to live action. And they gave us good pricing on those figures. You also, I think we got
some of these here too, right?
Absolutely.
You know, the Anakin was still what let's go to Revan, because that was recent. Revan's 270.
270. Yeah, fairly priced.
Darth Maul is 285.
Yep.
Or 405 if you want the speeder, but that makes sense. Han's 290.
Yep.
You know, Jack Sparrow, well, that's just a regular one, 330 out the Artisan. What was the Artisan one? 495, not bad. Batman 2.0 Deluxe. The Deluxe 350. You know, 290. Emperor's really cheap, 265. Gosh.
Yeah.
Mighty Thor, that was crazy. But I feel like it's going to start creeping up, though, a little bit, little by little.
Yes.
It has to. It has to. And I think we're finally starting to see that with some of these. I do want to talk about, look, here's this Iron Man. Look at this. We literally just got this 2 weeks ago.
No.
And we're not even talking about it anymore. It's gone. It's exclusive to 3,000 pieces. Even if people hated this, here's the thing. Here's what they're doing now. Let's say that this was an outrage, Jay.
Nope.
This is an outrage. It's outrageous. You wouldn't even have time to complain about it because the next Iron Man came out and no one's even, has anyone talked about this the last week?
I totally forgot about it. I forgot this even
Right.
existed. I forgot
So
that this was even a thing.
right. Well, when I say that an Iron Man every week, it just seems like we get at least like 2 a month.
Yeah.
It's absolutely unbelievable. So talk to me a little bit. Is it on about what's going to go on tomorrow? What is going to be available tomorrow in the queue? And is that the Spider-Man Artisan that they teased? And I believe that it is, right?
Yep. That's coming out tomorrow. 10 a.m. Pacific and 1 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, get ready.
Here it is.
Get ready. Get ready. I really want this piece. It's funny. I don't know if it was the 1/6 gods spoke to me before this happened. Right before I went on vacation, I was repositioning some of my collection, and I looked at it, looking at it right now, and I was like, you know what? That figure kind of needs an update. I was like, it kind of does. Even when it came out, I remember some people was like, "Oh, the suit crease is a little too big. They could have added more. They could have added more to it. It was cool, fine for the time. But if anything needs an update, it's this one." And I'll be damned. This came out. I was on my flight, and I was like, "What the hell am I looking?" I was like, "What? They did this?" I'm like, it was like looking at something out of a dream. It was ridiculous. But yeah, I'm
Yeah,
definitely.
this is well, doesn't this Jay kind of show that the short hair game is on? I
Oh,
mean,
absolutely.
yeah, I mean, gosh, I mean, the question about a Han artisan is over now.
Yeah.
Any of this stuff is there, but so this is limited to, and I'll see if if you didn't RSVP this and you want this figure, I would definitely RSVP it on your account on Sideshow.
Yes.
Um, both brother cousins and I were having problems with our SMS. A lot of people weren't getting the text, so you could click on that. I wouldn't rely on it. I would stick close to your email and the time that it's going to be going on. You said 1 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, Jay. I'm sorry.
Yes,
1
1 p.m. 1 p.m. Eastern. Yep. 10
p.m.
a,
Eastern.
10
So we
a.m.
should get
Pacific.
on about and 10 p.m. Pacific. So probably a half hour on the website, right?
Yeah, and they went with Black Widow. It was we were waiting until like because usually I'll just say it 20 minutes before around like 12:40 my time is when I usually like I have the link all open and I'm ready for it. And usually that's when they'll start the countdown and they'll be like, "Hey, the queue is about to start." You'll get that screen. But they didn't do that this time. They didn't do that with the Black Widow. I'm not sure what they did today. But I know for Black Widow yesterday they didn't do that. It was they sent the MMS and they sent the text message like 10 minutes before. It was like almost like 8 minutes before. It was like very close. And yeah, man, you just gotta really, really, really be on it. Just watch, look at the community, watch the channels, watch Leo show because he usually does the live up. He does a shout out to Leo, 1/6 scale man. He does the live show where he in real time, all of us getting it together. I know Will does a show as well. Check them both out. For up to date information because I think we all need as much help as we possibly can get when it comes to these things. But there's also some of us that has our own. I have my own little my system, and everybody should have their own system in place on how to get these. But even if you have your own system, and I've had it down, I think I have it down to a science, but Sideshow just has a way of screwing me over. They have a way.
How many? I feel like, and you tell me if I'm wrong. I feel like with Spidey, and there's a lot of Tom Holland fans out there. This version of Spider-Man, all respect to a lot of people, obviously the OG for them or for the movies. Anyways, you have Tobey Maguire. A lot of people like Andrew Garfield. They all came together anyway in No Way Home. But I am going to be honest with you. I feel like there's going to be a lot of sad people tomorrow because I do feel like it's not enough. 4,000 pieces. Do you agree or disagree with that with this one?
I wish they did this one like Black Widow. I wish they gave us two. I wish they gave us more. I wish they did do at least 5 because it's a Spider-Man and people. It's a beloved character. I mean, this is a Spider-Man that's really essential to your collection. He wore this suit in like 3 damn movies. He wore this suit in 4, I believe, right? It was shown at the end of Homecoming. It was shown in Far From Home. It was shown in
That's so good.
in Infinity War. It was shown in Endgame. It was shown in No Way Home. He used this suit a lot. So I think this is a suit for any of the suits that they made Artisans. I think this is a suit that really should have made Artisan, and it looks great. And I think a lot of people would really want this. Like even like how the neck attaches to it, and it looks the way it did. It looks like armor, and not just plastic. The way the old one looks, they did a phenomenal. Look at that. That's perfection right there. And I said this just when I thought I had the best Tom Holland head sculpt. They come out with this shit. So
right, and then people try to sell that best one. You know, it's just because everyone's like, God, I gotta have this. It's kind of like that. How long can they continue like this, bro?
For as long as it works. And unfortunately, I think this is going to work for a while. I do. Because at the end of the day, they're selling something that's been missing from the collecting game for a while. And that is exclusivity, especially when it comes to Hot Toys. Because Hot Toys, for a minute there, we were all saying it. This shit is becoming like high-end Marvel Legends. We were saying that. And then they started doing these time releases, get in the queue. It's fun, but yet stressful, but yet still fun. At the same time, it kind of put fun back into collecting, but it also put unnecessary stress in collecting. Like I said with Black Widow yesterday, I've never worked so hard to willingly spend $400 of my money. I mean,
I just spent $400 and you're excited and you're like, I won't see it for a year.
And I mean, mad. I was mad. I was like, I mean, you know, calling the computer every word, you know, besides a computer, the whole effing blapping, you know, $400.
$400 freaking dollars. Look, we got Collector Joey in the house. What is up, brother? Listen, your wish, baby. Your wish, Collector Joey, is my damn command, brother. So listen, here's what's going to go on. Poe Dameron would look good with this short hair right here that Tom Holland is sporting there, Collector Joey. So you do have to ask yourself, is, you know, Howard Chan going to break out the 13th skull and break out that old Oscar Isaac Poe Dameron freaking figure for, gosh, what is it next year? A 10th year anniversary of The Force Awakens.
Wow.
And give you Poe Dameron sculpted, or maybe not even. Maybe he just does it like the Black Widow. And you get Poe Dameron with, I don't know, his, you know, jacket, or maybe without his damn jacket. And you get an Artisan. God, dude.
Can happen.
I think a lot of those figures from the crypt. You know, here's my problem with the Bays Malbus, though. They got to re-release that. Share it. They're going to do it. Well, you know what they're going to do with Jenner. So I think they're going to do some stuff with that second season of, you know, Andor. We never got a Cassian. You know that's eventually going to come. Rogue One's a big movie.
Yeah.
So they'll jump into that, and they'll probably reissue everything 2.0s.
Why not? At this point, we're going to get everything. And I mean, you talk about Bays. That's a great figure. That would be awesome. That would be an awesome rooted figure. That would be great. A great rooted figure. Artisan Thor is, of course, Restless Youth. Yes, Artisan Thor is coming. Absolutely.
Artisan Thor.
We should have got Bachelet. Oh my God, we should have had that figure.
Which one?
Bosch layer. We should have been had that figure. That should have, and it's coming. It's coming. You know it's coming. So,
Oh, I mean, I don't think there's any question anymore about Darkseid Ray with all the Daisy Ridley news and then the 10-year anniversary next year and all these limited runs. It'd be insane not to break that freaking license out again and give you a couple thousand here, couple thousand. They'd sell them like crazy.
And it's been enough time. People talked a lot of shit about the sequels, myself included. But it's been enough time, especially with all the sequels that the sequels gotten. I think it's unanimous that a lot of people, or just about everybody, likes, or even if they dislike it, they still respect The Force Awakens. So, yeah, that could be something big next year. They could definitely go in on that.
Yeah, and Eric brings up, can't wait for the Revenge of the Sith 20th anniversary. I agree with you, Eric, but I don't know. Because we get the freaking Emperor. Okay. We get Grievous on table 3. And we were all saying there's no way they're going to do it. It makes sense to wait till next year. So what do they give us next year? I hate to say it. Everybody's going nuts on this Vader. And we're thinking there's not a way to, do better than the Vader that's up here right now. The one that just came out. But if they wanted to go all out on a battle damage Vader, Jay, from Revenge of the Sith, give you the whole tank, do the whole 9 yards on something like that.
Yeah.
They probably give you another Vader for the 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith next year. I think they're going to do it. I don't know exactly how they would do it. That figure would be crazy. Would they even give you a version of him all burnt up like that you could have a piece in the med bay tank? And that would be insanity.
They could. I mean, we can get something as cool as have him like doing a whole "It's Alive" bit and have him like on the medic table, restraint, pulling off the restraints. We could get that, and that could be a whole diorama piece. They could do it. I mean, just look at that Iron Man gantry, that Iron Man Mark 6 gantry. That's probably the best diorama that Hot Toys has done, and now seeing that, we know that they can do full-on dioramas as long as it's in pieces. They can do that. So why wouldn't they give us a Darth Vader, with medic droids and all that other stuff with it? Why not? They could do it. There's a market for it. Yep.
Yeah.
Charlie said it with a medical droid. Yep.
So both Charlie and Restless, do they both call you this?
They call him the Wizard.
and hey, back at you, Christian Cooper, as well. This has been a crazy show tonight. I didn't expect all this support, pushing 90 again in here, and nice. There's just so much going on, Jay. We didn't even get to every freaking figure. I mean, like you were talking about, we collaborate. We asked how long for a Chewbacca C-3PO 2-pack. Honestly, no. I still don't think that a Chewbacca Han 2-pack is out of the question too. And I'm also starting to wonder now about a Greedo and Han 2-pack, which eventually will happen. Ooh. But I don't want to say anymore. I don't want to say we're going to wait to the 50th anniversary of 2027 for these new Hope figures, because gosh darn it, Howard is not waiting for this stuff. He's just not. And I don't know. I don't know exactly how to make sense out of all of it. But I do think that some people tomorrow, Jay, are going to be disappointed, because I think this is going to go very, very hard. I do want to tell people this. I'm not guaranteeing it, because maybe they won't do it. But you're seeing now with a lot of the premium releases that they're starting to also put out exclusives on top of it, like with the Artisan Joker. Now you have a Batman Imposter Joker, which is going hard. Maybe like Brother Cousins is right. Maybe we will get There's a couple of other versions of the Joker that they could put out with this. Maybe they do that as well. They did it with the Kenobi. I don't think there's a chance in hell, Jay, that they don't do it with the Artisan Anakin. I'm sorry. All they got to do is it's rolling eyes. So they adjust the purrs and they put in the glowing ones. You don't even have to repaint that head sculpt. It's the same damn head sculpt, Jay.
Nope. And that's what they're going to do.
That's too easy. That's the easiest kit bash in the history of Hot Toys. The easiest kit bash is it possible will turn into the greatest hype and inflated price on the secondary market of all time. And I say, yes.
Yep. It's going to happen. That is going to happen because either way they win. Because that Artisan Anakin is the first Artisan figure we saw. That was the first one announced. Not the first one released because the Imposter Joker is technically the first Artisan to release. But people are going to remember that one. I remember when I did my live stream last year on that Artisan Anakin, and it was probably one of the biggest morning stream. It was in the morning. I had over 175 people in the morning for Anakin. And that just shows me Anakin is big money. So the thing is with that, people are still going to, that one's going to always retain its value. But it's going to be a lot of people butthurt because me, you, a lot of us didn't get it. We weren't able to get it. We were not able to get that Artisan Anakin. We may go through, secondary market to get it, which will hurt our pockets, but it's going to be a want for it. But here it is. The saving grace is going to be, all right, for the people that didn't get it, here it's again. Dark Side Anakin. Boom.
It's absolutely crazy. Reverend Possible wants me to play this. Here you go.
Many ancient texts show blessing to those who hit the like button and subscribe to Sixth Scale Cantina.
Hit the like button, baby. Come on. And it's the first time you're watching it, smash it. Jay, I'm kind of out of gas. I'm going to be coming up at 2 hours and 40 minutes, but we've got 8,003,921 more things on just Hot Toys that we could talk. Oh, you know what's kind of funny? I never played the intro.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I never played the intro. Maybe I'll play ever. Maybe I should play the intro as the outro. What do you think? Well,
I think that's a great idea.
You do?
Yeah.
You think it's a great idea?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go ahead and do it. Listen, for Brother Cousins, I'm Aries Tarrington. Listen, make sure you subscribe to Brother Cousins Toy Reviews.
Hey.
It is Brother Cousins Toy Reviews. Let me say that again. Brother Cousins Toy Reviews on YouTube. Subscribe to this man. I watch all of his stuff. I'm going to be on his channel on Best of the Best. What time on Thursday?
Best of the Best Thursday at 8:05 p.m. We are doing a mashup with Collector Joey and Copper Drop. So it's Best of the Best, Copper Drop, all in one show.
Wow. So Collector Joey will be in there.
Yes. Mega show. The mega show. Our powers are combining.
Listen, Collector Joey, I know you were in the chat. Listen, I'm going to be there. I'm going to bring some special drinks. And maybe I could ask Reverend Possible and Captain Crunch if maybe they'll pop in, on the show. We'll have to see. Maybe we'll get some of my fellow Ancient Action Figure Theorist friends to go ahead and pop in. But Jay, this is great. I think I'm going to keep this going. It looks, I'm going to try to do as much as I can on Tuesday nights. I know you've been even asking me too. Hey, when could go live? But it's been a little bit crazy. But I don't know. I'm enjoying it. So here I am. I'm back. I'll try to go when I can. I'll try and come back next Tuesday. Look for me.
Sounds great. Sounds great. Awesome.
All right. Well, we'll play the intro as the outro. We don't always spill coffee. I got none left, but then kind of wash it down with spotchka. But what we do, baby? We do it right here at the Sixth Scale Cantina. Do I even have the new intro? There we go. Stay thirsty, my friends.
Peace out.